And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Hamilton versus Seiler. Step forward, please.
24-year-old nursing assistant Sean Hamilton is suing his ex-girlfriend, 21-year-old nursing assistant April Seiler, for destroying his 52-inch television set. April says she caught Sean cheating.
This is Miss Seiler, who has a very bad temper. Mr. Hamilton, you and Miss Seiler were living together for several years. You have a child together.
Yes, sir.
According to your complaint, the defendant became irrationally jealous because she had heard some rumors of you fooling around at work. And one day she came to work, she confronted you, she saw you talking to this woman. When you got home from work, you found that she had destroyed a 52-inch television set. Is that right?
Yep.
So let me hear. That's what he's suing for. When did you destroy his television set? On what date?
July 20th, I think.
And tell me what happened on July 20th.
I went up to work and I've seen
His
him.
work.
Our work.
You work at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
And he was talking to a female, and I asked him what was going on, and he said that they were just friends. And so I said, well, that's not what I've heard. So I went home, and he stayed with...
And that's all that was the whole conversation?
Basically, and he stayed with the girl. And I went
And you said,
home.
that's not what I've heard, and you left?
I said, that's not what I've heard. You guys have been seeing each other. And she said, it's not like that. And he said, we're just friends. And I said, whatever, and I walked away.
Okay.
And then I went home, and I was talking to my mom on the phone.
You were telling your mother what had happened?
Yes, and I was very mad, so I said, oh, I hate him, and I kicked the TV. And there's like a big hole, and my whole foot like went inside the TV.
So you destroyed the television?
Mm-hmm. And then a couple minutes later, he came home and said he was going to sue me and took the money that was left to get by with for the week and left.
How much did he take?
Maybe $300, $400.
And then whose money was that?
Ours.
When you were living together, you pooled your money?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
You pooled your money. So this $300 or $400, how much was it that you took when you
It was approximately $300. But, Your Honor, later on in the week, I did come back and I did give her some money.
How much money did he give you later on in the week?
He gave me money before the incident for bills, but he never gave me any money.
Afterwards?
Yeah.
The moral of the story is never fool around with a man's 52-inch television set.
And can I say another thing?
Sure.
This was like 2 weeks before football season, so...
You're not endearing yourself to me, Mr. Hamilton. Go ahead.
He's done this before in the past, and the girl confronted me and said that he had been asking her out, emailing her, he's been calling her on the phone, and I have, it's going to be 2 kids with him.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
The two of you are not married.
No, ma'am.
You're going to have 2 children.
Yes.
Why aren't you married?
Money.
What do you mean money?
Well, I've offered to marry her, just go and get married now and then, later, we could have our big wedding or whatever, but you'd have to ask her.
Why didn't you get married 2 years ago?
Can't trust him.
You can't trust him enough to marry him, but you trust him enough to have 2 children with him?
Yeah.
Mr. Hamilton, my next question to you is, if the defendant came up to you and you were talking to this woman and she had some concerns about the relationship that you were having with this woman, why didn't you leave with her and go home and say, listen, it's really nothing. She's really just a friend. Stop getting upset.
All right. First of all, we work at a hospital, okay? It's like 95% female, so I mean, for me sitting with this girl, and she wasn't in her right state of mind or something because she came up and she started swinging at me. I couldn't really get anything out, because I'm like covering up, and then she didn't just walk away, she ran away. I'm at work, I can't just leave work.
Did you start swinging as soon as you came up?
No.
No?
No.
Now, you bought this television set in 1998, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Whose money did you use?
It was mine. I had sold some rims. I had these wheels prior, before we even started dating or anything, and I got $1,200 for them, and then I saved up a little bit of cash and bought the TV.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, but he had been working off and on for the last 2-3 years.
I work on and off. I was doing lawn care at the time, and we get, you can only do lawn care in Michigan because it snows 6 months out of there.
So who was supporting the household when you weren't doing lawn work at the time you bought
I would do
television?
odd jobs in the wintertime, like plow snow. And
Were you working full-time?
Mm-hmm.
And she was working full-time?
Yeah. But I would bring it in a sufficient amount of money, you know, enough to pay the bills and everything.
Where are you living now?
I live at my mom's right now.
You have a TV?
No, ma'am, I don't. I don't have nothing from the house.
I have no furniture?
Nothing.
He took the couch.
I had
and
one
sold
couch
it.
that was in the basement that our cats urinated on for 2 years.
Did you move in that house together?
Yes, but her name's on the house.
But you moved into the house together. Did you furnish it together?
Yeah.
And when he left, you kept all the furniture except for the couch that was in the basement?
He took his computer.
I'm talking about furniture.
Yes, because now I'm stuck with the house and I can't afford it, so I'm going to have to sell it. And I told him I'd give him the stuff, but for now it's me and my daughter, you know.
So you have the furniture?
Which is fine. She can have the furniture, and I mean, you know, I want my
He just
daughter.
wants a TV. You see
Yeah.
how important? Because
Well,
football
every time
season.
every time we got in a fight, she told me, you know, get your TV and get the F out. I mean, I feel the TV's mine.
So you need some money to go out and buy a new TV, right?
That'd be nice.
Well, she had a temper tantrum. So when you have a temper tantrum, you got to pay for temper tantrum.
And I have pictures of the TV too, Your Honor.
But believe me, sir, I have a husband. I know what a 52-inch TV is. Now, how much is it going to cost you to buy a TV? You paid $1,200 for this one?
I have receipts here.
Can I see it?
Yes, you can.
How much was the television set? So you got a whole lot of other things here.
I paid $15.49 for my TV.
Okay.
And that model's not made anymore, so they compared it to the model that's out now. That's closest to it.
Well, you may have to get a 48-inch television. And I'm not even going to depreciate it because, Miss Seiler, you ended this relationship, or this relationship was ended, and it seems to me that over the 2 years or more that you were living together, you accumulated certain property that you're keeping. All he wants is his TV. You destroyed it. And he paid $1,549 for it, and I'm issuing a judgment for the plaintiff in that amount. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah, this is case number 345 on the calendar in the matter of Butler versus Yandell. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Butler, you and your family and the defendant and her family used to be neighbors.
Yes, ma'am.
While you were neighbors, it is your claim that the defendant harassed and defamed both your family and your son.
And assault.
And assault. And you want to be compensated. The defendant says that after a series of drive-by shootings, she contacted the police. And after she contacted the police, you harassed her, assaulted her, and caused some damage to her property. How long had you been neighbors?
Well, possibly 4 years. I've been living in my residence for 4 years now.
How long were you living in the
I
neighborhood?
moved in there January of 1999, and he moved in there probably a year following.
A year after. You were there first.
Yes, ma'am.
So you weren't there for 4 years.
Approximately 4 years, July of 99.
July of 99 is now 4 years. She was there first.
Yes.
Okay. How many people in your family?
Family of 5.
You?
My wife and 3 kids.
How old are your children?
Son is 15. I have another daughter that's 13. Greenwich is 12.
Okay. Before this incident, had you had any difficulty with each other?
No.
Gotten along okay?
Well, we just never was around each other to get along or not get along. I just, I knew the type of person people they were, so I just kind of stayed my distance.
I'd like to speak on that. Basically, I would walk up and down the street to get my daughter from the bus stop from school, and he would always be outside with a bunch of people. This was a daily thing. He used to say hi to me. I used to say hi to him, too. As for him saying the type of person I was...
I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
You said hi, so there were no problems.
No.
No problem, ma'am.
What happened in September of 2001? Because I assume that that's what precipitated this problem.
On September 20th, at about 2 o'clock...
In the afternoon?
Yes. Ralph came to my door, knocking at the door, says, I want to talk to Rod, which is my fiance. And then I said, okay, and then I went and got him. He came to the door. He goes, I want to talk to you, not your wife. He was like really, really like, I could tell something was wrong. And so he stepped to the door, and then he went outside and he closed the door behind him. So I was inside, and I was listening from the inside, and I could hear him yelling and getting really loud and rude with Rod, saying that your wife turned my stepson into the police, saying he's selling drugs out of my house. And then when he said that, then I opened the door and I told him, you know, Rob, you need to get your story straight before you come down here threatening me. I said, none of that is true.
There had been a problem in the neighborhood with some shootings?
Yes. What happened with that was right across the street from his house, there was a lot of drug members hanging out selling drugs, and there was a lot of drive-bys that started occurring, and this was about 8 months ago.
Well, that had nothing to do with him. This was across the street from his house.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then what happened was right, like side to side, on the same sidewalk area, my son was at the park in the sandbox. The first drive-by was about like 12 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Sunday. And my son was out there when this happened. And my daughter comes running inside the house telling me, Mommy, they're shooting out there. And then I came out there, and then my son was laying down in the sand because he was scared, you know. He didn't want to get shot. And so then after that, there was about 3 or 4 more shootings within like a 2 weeks time period. There was 3 within 3 days. So every time that the police would come to check out the area, all these guys would run into the back of the carports, which lead into the back doors of the townhouses across the street from his house. So what I did was, my fiance and I, we walked down to speak to the officers. And we asked them if we could speak to them privately so we could kind of give them a feel out of who these people were to try and get this stuff resolved. So what happened from there was, when he came to my door that day on September 20th, he says, I'm not a punk B. You're not going to get away with this, you snitch. And he goes, the only reason you're saying anything to me right now is because Rod, which is my fiance, and my best friend Jeff, we were all there together. And he goes, that's why you're only saying anything. He goes, but you wait until you go walking down the street to get your daughter, you're going to get yours. And then he goes, snitches don't live long. And he takes off down the street really mad. Then he comes back about 5 minutes later with another guy that is a known drug dealer over there. He comes back up and he goes, you mother effers, snitches get stitches and they don't live long. And then the police showed up. And then they took my police report, which I have right here, and I stated everything that he said to me when he came to my door, that he threatened me.
I'd like to see them, please, Bird. What made you believe, sir, that the defendant had accused your son of doing anything?
Yeah, because, Judge, she was stopping the little kids in the neighborhood, asking the kids what was going on down under the tree down in there. She was spreading rumors to the little kids, harassing the kids, saying that me and my son was selling drugs.
Ma'am, that's not true.
No. I don't think that that's true, sir.
Well, that's true.
No, I don't think that that's true. She may have been inquiring about what was going on
And she's
there.
up here babbling about drive-bys and whatever. I wasn't in none of those cars. I'm no drug dealer. You know, I haven't shot at nobody.
She
I haven't
never
ran in nobody's
accused
house.
you, from what she says, and I believe her. She never accused you of doing anything. She said that the drugs were being sold from a location across the street from your house.
Well,
Not
Judge,
in
it
front of
says
your-
right there in her claim, it says that I'm a violent drug dealer and I threatened her life. That wasn't
If
said.
you'd like me to speak on that, I would love to.
Sure.
Okay, the fact of him selling drugs. I have a lady friend that walks through the neighborhood going down the street to the local store.
Did she
that
buy some drugs from me?
Excuse me.
Did she buy drugs from me?
Mr. Butler, don't speak yet. You'll get a chance.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyways, the lady's husband would always come by, and he was like a real skinny drug addict. He would walk by to his house, come in, be there for like maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then split, be gone. And this man was continually going there, getting whatever he had to do.
And on a separate occasion, assaulted him with pepper spray. Karina denies making false accusations and claims the pepper spray was in self-defense.
Let's go back a moment. So he's outside talking to your fiancé, Rob. You hear him make these comments about snitches get stitches.
Yes.
You call the police and make a report. What happened after the police report?
The next day, my friend, which is my witness, Vicky Burciaga, she came over, and we were going to go walking down the street around the corner.
By
to
my
the,
house.
Yes, by his house. I walked on the other side of the street, but before I had did that, I told her the situation, and I told her that he threatened, really violent threats. So what I did was I had her carry some pepper spray, and I carried pepper spray. And I'm not going to lie about it. I had her carry a bat, which was out of sight, in case he approached me, which, in good thing, I did that. So we went to lunch. We went around the corner, had some Chinese food. He wasn't outside when I walked by the first time, on the other side of the street. So then when I come back by, he's sitting outside on his ice chest.
Now, when you walked back from lunch, were you walking back from lunch on the other side of the street?
Other side of the street, yes, ma'am.
No, that's a lie.
Mom,
That's a lie.
I mean,
Just a minute,
excuse
we're
me,
going to come
Judge
back
Judy.
in a second. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyways, I was on the other side of the street, and before I even got anywhere in front of his house. He seen me coming, and he started going off, just cussing and calling me all kinds of names. You better not come near me, I'll kill you, and just really like trying to be verbal. There was a teenage boy standing next to him. He says to the kid, go get Pam, which is about 2 or 3 houses from his house. Well, Pam steps outside, and she says, why are you threatening us with mace and a bat and asking all the little kids around here who's selling drugs? And I said, you know what, Pam? I said, Pam, that isn't true. And I said, what happened was Ralph came down and threatened to kill me yesterday. And right at that time, Ralph picked up this wooden table I have a picture of, and he picked it up above his head like this, and he called me a white Ku Klux Klan Nazi FMB. And he went like this to throw it at me. And right when he did that, I maced him as much as I could. And I turned around and started running.
So you maced him?
So I maced him, and when he threw that table, the table hit me lightly right here as I was turning to run. And then I started running, and I looked back, and he was coming, and he picks up this metal chair right here. He picks up this metal chair to throw at me, and I remember screaming, no, Ralph, and I kept running, and I fell down. And then I got back up, and I also had my dog on a leash with me.
That's how she got your scars, Your Honor.
Just a minute. You took your dog in to eat Chinese food?
No, he stayed outside. There's a tree like in the parking lot, and I had him on his leash, and he was tied to the
You
tree.
left the dog tied on a tree while you went in and had lunch?
Yeah. Well, if you'd seen the area, you'd
She
understand.
premeditated. It's premeditated, Your Honor. She had, in fact, wanted to come down there and pepper spray me at that time.
Mr. Butler, I'm going to come back to you. I guarantee it.
Your
She's
Honor.
just
I'm just
lying,
asking some
lying.
Mr. Butler,
Yes. I'll be good. I'm cool.
Your Honor, to tell you the truth, this neighborhood is known as the ghetto. To tell you
I
the
don't
truth.
care what it's known as.
So
I
that's
just wanna
why
know
I
you
took my
left your
dog
dog
to
tied to a tree while you went inside and had lunch.
because he goes everywhere with me. It was, and plus the fact that, you know, in case anything happened
All
to
right,
me,
so
you know,
you
some
walked
sort of
down the
security.
street, you had your dog in your arms, he picked up something, he yelled, Ralph, don't do that,
Yeah.
whatever.
And then
what
I made it to my house and I called 911, and the police arrived about 30 minutes later.
So that's the assault you're talking about in your counterclaim.
Yeah.
Now, the assault you're talking about in your claim, just pay attention, you're not listening, Mr. Butler. The assault you're talking about is being maced.
Yes.
Do either of you have any medical bills as a result of these 2 assaults?
No, it was just washing my eyes out at the hospital, going through all the drama, you know, just basically trying to hold my head up after letting this lady do something like that to me, you know.
Okay. Now, I'm going to ask you to tell me, Mr. Butler, she's coming down the street with her friend.
Yes.
And when you first saw her, on which side of the street was she? Your side of the street or the
she
other
walked
side?
right by my house, just like it was a thing to do.
In front of your house?
In front of my house, it wasn't even 5 feet, you know, it was just right there.
Okay, and you're sitting outside.
Yes. Well, at that point, Karina
She's walking by.
walked by, she went to the store. She must have stayed at the store about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. She came back by, and at that time, I was sitting on the porch. She crossed the street and walked right in front of me. And I can't say what she told me, but she gave me an unpleasant gesture and told me I was lying. That's what she called me. That's her favorite word when she get mad.
That's not true.
So she walks over next door and knocked on the door. So she's trying to clarify and make them think that, oh, I'm lying about her calling all us. But as soon as,
Listen to me.
well, that's what she
Right
said.
now, you're on your porch.
Yeah.
And she's not on your porch.
She's not on my porch.
When did you come off your porch?
When she started pointing at me, cussing me out, I came off my porch and walked over and crossed.
Where did you walk across to?
Right next door to my house. And
So you walked up to her.
no, I didn't walk up to her. The lady, my neighbor, was standing right here. She maybe be standing on this side over here. I was talking to Pam, and they arguing back and forth. And next thing I know, this lady said, "You know what?" And shh, they started spraying me. And yes, I did pick up a table, quite big table, and my intention was to bust her in the head with it, but I couldn't see. I was blinded by the pepper spray. I could not see. If I could have seen, I would have continued that. You know, that's self-defense in my book. When you leave your house with a baseball bat, a dog, and some pepper spray, that's premeditated. I didn't do anything to this lady to make her want to do that.
Considering that the day before you had had somewhat of a confrontation with the plaintiff, why did you choose to arm yourself with a bat and 2 things of pepper spray and walk right by his house, not once, but twice?
Premeditated.
Hey! Do I look like I need your help?
Nope.
Explain that to me.
Okay, ma'am. The simple fact why I did was because my daughter, she always comes right at the end of our street right here to the bus stop. The fact
You weren't going to pick up your daughter, you were going to eat Chinese food.
I know that. But if I wasn't going to eat the Chinese food, I would have been walking down there to pick up my daughter from the bus stop anyways.
Listen, one thing is necessary to go and pick up your child. And one thing is choice.
Yeah, I made the choice. Maybe I made the wrong choice, but...
You sure did. And you anticipated trouble. First of all, Mr. Butler, you were wrong to go down to her house and have this confrontation with either her or her fiancé or her husband or whoever it was, because I don't think you had all your facts straight.
Yeah.
Now, from what I gather, she was trying to find out so that she could tell the police who was selling drugs on her block so that she would be safe from these shootings that were happening. Because that's why
I would like to be safe too.
Just a minute. And my sense is she was asking around children in the neighborhood, what do you know about drugs being sold and from where? You told me that. She was asking, which, you know, is kind of gutsy. Most people, when they're faced with that kind of situation, they don't ask any questions. They say, I better stay in my house and keep my doors locked. But you got annoyed that she was poking her nose around, which was the wrong thing to do on your part. She wasn't
But
doing
I didn't break any laws. She did when she pepper sprayed me.
Just a second. That's not true, sir. If you went up to her house and said, snitches get stitches, that is breaking the law.
That's not what I said, Your Honor.
I would like you to tell me, Mr. Butler, and think very carefully, sir. What did you say to her fiancé when you came to the house that afternoon in September?
I was attempting to talk to him like man to man.
No, don't attempt it. What did you say to him?
I asked him why is his wife going around spreading rumors like that about what we're doing down there in my house. She just said that we were selling drugs. I asked him why she's going around spreading those rumors.
Who had told you that she said you were selling drugs out of your
The
house?
kids in the neighborhood. She was stopping them, asking them where I was selling drugs down at my residence.
So she was asking them. She wasn't telling them. Okay, so you asked them, and then what happened?
And me and him didn't get a chance to finish the conversation because it took both her husband and her friend or whatever to hold her. She was going to attack me, calling me. She said she's tired of living around all you drug dealing, and she wished we all just move. I said, well, if you have a problem with black folks, why are you still living in the neighborhood? You know, I said, somebody holding you? And I left. I turned around and walked off. I was this, that, and he couldn't do nothing with her. He trying to hold her to keep her in the house. She was physically trying to attack me.
That's not true.
You know?
Okay, let me stop. I think that you made a mistake, Mr. Butler, when you went down to the house and tried to confront people without getting all the facts. If you believe that the defendant is a hothead, I certainly would have made other arrangements to speak to the fiancé. But
That's what I was
I think
doing.
that she certainly has the right, living on that block, to go around and ask a lot of questions to find out who's selling drugs in that neighborhood, which is causing an element to come onto that block, which is endangering everybody, including children. That's not accusing you. That's asking a question. If you don't like the question, that's too bad. But she has absolutely no right to arm herself and her friend with mace and a baseball bat, and the day after this confrontation,
A dog.
go walk down your block. Well, she said she was carrying a dog. Couldn't have been a huge dog.
You big enough to bite?
How big a dog?
A dog, he had 50-some teeth in his mouth, for you big enough to bite. You know?
How big a dog?
A dog. It's not, you know, it's not no poodle. He was a dog.
Not a poodle.
No.
Okay. I find that you put yourself in harm's way by being stupid enough right after this altercation to walk by, arm yourself, looking for trouble, go out to eat, come back in the same direction, pass by his house, cross over to his side of the street. I mean, you're just looking for trouble. And you found it. You looked for trouble and you found it. And you
You know,
started.
might add one thing.
No, does it sound like you're losing?
Well, no, I just want to say one word.
No. I talk.
Okay.
Do you allow your wife to talk?
Yeah, I don't control my wife. She does what she pretty much wants.
Yeah, yeah?
Yeah.
Good. You had no right
I know.
to spray him in the face. He has to be compensated for that civilly if that's what he wants. Now,
That's
some
what I
of that
want.
has to be mitigated because, Mr. Butler, I believe that you got a little hot under the collar.
Yeah, but can I explain one thing to you?
I don't want you to explain anything to me. I want you to listen.
Yeah.
You got hot under the collar.
Very hot.
Right.
Yes.
Before you got sprayed with the mace.
No.
Sure you did. You were hot when you came down there to talk to her friend.
But I didn't go to her residence. She came to mine.
No. She didn't, Mr. Butler. You were sitting on your porch when she walked by. You went over towards Pam's house, where she was, and the two of you started talking. Now, your wife is sitting there, and she looks like a very nice lady, and she's nodding her head up and down. You got hot. That doesn't excuse getting maced in the face. Doesn't excuse that at all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. Your counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ward versus Gilsdorf, step forward, please.
16-year-old Jana Ward and her mother, Beverly Ward, are suing Beverly's former schoolmate, 16-year-old Justin Cook, and his mother, Sabrina Gilsdorf. Jana claims Justin shocked her with a barbecue lighter, causing her to pass out.
Are you Mrs. Gilsdorf?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mrs. Ward, this is your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
And your daughter and the defendant's son go to school together.
Yes, ma'am.
According to this complaint, you were involved in an incident where you made some sort of a shocking tool.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain to me how you made this shocking tool.
It's a lighter that you light your fireplaces with, the long ones. And if you take this part off, it's got this little piece inside. If you pull it out, you can click it, and it gives you like a little prick, an electronic prick.
It gives you a shock.
Yeah, a little shock.
Like an electrical shock.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And on the 25th of April of 2001, you and Jana were in school. According to this complaint, you and some kids were fooling around with one of those little tools, and you shocked the plaintiff.
Yes, ma'am.
And as a result of that, she became quite ill. She got dizzy, she passed out, she went to the nurse's office, they called an ambulance, they took her to the emergency room. And the plaintiffs want you and your mother to pay for their medical bills and their court fees. And your defense is that the incident did in fact happen, that your son did in fact shock her with this tool that he made, but that she has a history of seizures and passing out in school. Therefore, your son should not be responsible for this pre-existing condition. Is that your defense?
Yes, ma'am.
Wrong! What kind of responsibility are you teaching your son?
No, he's not the only one that shocked her, and
He just acknowledged to me that he was the one who shocked her.
not the only one.
I don't care if there were 10 of them.
Well, the other boy should have been brought forth also.
I tell you what I'm going to do for you. If you can prove that there were other boys that were involved, you should sue them. You shouldn't have to sue everybody. You don't have to sue him. And then you have a right, if you want to go into court and stand on that side of the table and say, my son and I were forced to pay the entire medical bills, and you also are partially responsible, so you should indemnify us for what we had to pay, each of you paying your share.
I don't see how that gave her a seizure.
I don't know how it did either. All your son knows is that before he shocked her, she didn't have a seizure, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And after you shocked her, she got sick and went to the nurse's office, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And what happened when you went to the nurse's office, Jana?
I was trying to tell them what had happened, and in the process, I passed out, hit my head on the secretary's desk.
You went to the hospital?
Yes, ma'am.
They just did a little observation?
Yes, ma'am.
Were there for a short time and went home?
Yes, ma'am.
What did this thing feel like, Jana?
It made me jump, and I mean, it was really sharp. I had two, like, little holes in my back to where the object had been on my skin.
Did you really?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's like a burn?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, they tried to show me the mark whenever they brought me into the office. They raised her shirt on her back, and I did not see no mark. They didn't show me.
First
no
of all,
mark.
I think it's outrageous that they would expose her back to you. What right do you have to see her back?
They did it, not me.
Well, I think that
didn't
that's
ask to.
outrageous. I think that the school, you ought to have a good talking to with the school.
I didn't realize that.
That's what he's telling me. They have absolutely no right to do that. You know, your daughter's a grown young lady. How dare they do that? Let me see your medical bills. Some of these are duplicates that you haven't
Yes,
paid?
ma'am.
Okay, that's right.
I
So the
circled the
entire
two
amount of
amounts.
unreimbursed medical bills is what?
Believe it was $960.
$1.
Yes, ma'am.
You're suing for $1,150. It's too bad that you weren't suing for more. I would have given you more. You're not just entitled to medical bills. You're entitled to your daughter's distress. She fell down. She hit her head. She was embarrassed. She was hurt.
Can I add something, Your Honor?
Sure.
Since that incident, we had taken her out of that school and moved her to a different school, and not realizing that she had changed schools, they also changed his school, and he, in fact, brought another one of those objects
he did
to
not.
school
No,
I
did
don't
not
want you...
take-
Shh. Don't speak. Go ahead.
and was shocking some kids that, another time already this year.
May I say something, please? No, I did not have another one. They searched me, and I did not have one. They brought me into the office. I talked to Janet, and she apologized because her friend thought I had one. She apologized to me, saying...
Had you touched one that day?
No, I have not touched one since the day I did that to her.
I would say that that's a very good idea. You have to take responsibility, sir. If your mother's not teaching you to take responsibility, maybe you'll learn something here today. If you do something wrong, you are responsible. Let me give you an example of how ridiculous your mother's defense is. Let's say you take a gun, a fake gun, and go up to somebody and say, give me your money. And that person has a bad heart condition. And as a result of that heart condition, drops dead. Now, you went up there just to rob him. And the police charge you with murder. A murder that was committed during the course of a robbery, which is a felony. Now, your mother would say, well, he may be guilty of attempted robbery, but he's certainly not guilty of murder. He's not responsible for the man's pre-existing heart condition, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's your defense.
Not really.
Yeah, sure it is.
If
That's
you
your
can feel
defense.
This is nothing.
That's your defense.
Ma'am,
I'm giving
could I
you an
say something?
example of your defense, madam. Your defense is he only meant to take his money. He didn't intend to kill him.
He wasn't going to harm anyone. He was playing. Right.
Oh,
Well, it doesn't
well,
hurt.
if he can grow up in spite of you, Miss Gilsdorf,
I
he's a
don't have-
very lucky man.
He's doing fine.
In any event, judgment for the plaintiff in the full amount of the request, $1,150. I wish you good luck, sir. You're going to need it.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Legal assistant Robbie Gibbs is suing her former babysitter, 16-year-old Clarissa Thompson, and her parents Ethel and Paul Thompson. Robbie says, while babysitting her children, Clarissa ran up her phone bill. The Thompsons are countersuing for their daughter's unpaid babysitting fees.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 79 on the calendar in the matter of Gibbs versus Thompson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Gibbs, the defendant's daughter, I assume this young lady,
Yes.
is a babysitter for you.
Briefly, yes.
And your lawsuit wants her parents to pay for the following, because she's a minor.
Correct.
She ran up a phone bill from your house, so you want them to pay for the phone bill.
Correct.
And you want a return of the money that you paid her for babysitting,
Yes.
because you say she was not a good babysitter.
Not exactly because she wasn't a good one, but more or less she was not attending to them.
Okay, that's your lawsuit. The Thompsons have a counterclaim, and the Thompsons want you to pay more for babysitting, because they say that you owe their daughter for babysitting. And they say that they also want punitive damages because they say that you were a bad influence on their daughter, which they will explain to me. So let's see where we can fix some responsibility here. What is your first name?
Clarissa.
When did Clarissa start to babysit for you?
Early February. I probably have an exact date in my calendar. Yeah, early February, like around the 9th, I believe, is the first time she babysat for me.
And how did you find her?
They lived above me in the apartment complex and had talked about babysitting and asked her to come over a few times prior
Who
to
did you
that.
talk to?
Clarissa.
Directly.
Yes.
So that all the arrangements that you made were with Clarissa.
Yes, ma'am.
And you arranged a fee.
Yes. After about a week or so, we decided that I would just go ahead and give her $30 a week because I was using her for an hour here, an hour there during the week.
So far, Clarissa, is that correct that she was going to pay you
No, it
$30 a week?
No, it is not.
Well, what was she supposed to pay you?
Well, she agreed to pay me $20 every time I babysat for her, which led to almost every day.
Really? $20 a day, even if you only babysat for an hour?
It was more than an hour. I would stay overnight sometimes because she would come home so late.
So starting the beginning of February, she started to babysit for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that right, Clarissa?
Yes, I started February 12th, actually.
Okay. Did she babysit for you in March?
Yes, she did.
Is that right, Clarissa?
Yes.
And you got paid?
Not really. She only paid me like once, and that was $60.
In all the time that you babysat
Yes.
for her?
Only $60.
Really?
Yes.
What about April? Did she babysit for you?
No,
in
ma'am.
April?
I received my first phone bill on March 24th.
And that's when you stopped the babysitting?
Actually, I had stopped babysitting about a week prior to that. I had come home and my 2-year-old had burned a popsicle stick on the stove. He said he was cooking it.
Okay. And how many weeks in total had she babysat for you?
Approximately 4 or 5.
How many weeks?
6.
Let's go through your book and figure out exactly how many weeks she babysat for
Would
you.
you like the book?
Yeah.
I didn't write down always when she babysat. I know I have the first few times written down.
She babysat every week for you after you hired her. She babysat for you for 5 weeks. Now, according to you, you were supposed to pay her $30 a week.
February 22nd was the first time I gave her $30. So I would imagine it would have been the first part of that week that we had made that agreement.
Well, then it's 4 weeks.
Okay, so
4 weeks times 30 is $120. Now, how much had you actually paid her?
I've actually paid $140 because of the time prior to that.
So according to your records, you're all paid up.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, tell me about the phone bill.
Clarissa would use the phone when she babysat, and from the very beginning I told her I did not have a problem with her using the phone, not to make long-distance calls. I'm a single mother. I don't have means to pay for long distance. I don't use long distance myself. I received my first bill on March 24th, I believe it was, that I put on there, and the long distance charges for that month were $308.40.
Who were you calling, Clarissa?
It was an ex-boyfriend of mine at the time.
Did you know that that was the wrong thing to do?
When I first started babysitting for her, she told me that I had all privileges of the phone. She never told me not to make long-distance calls.
Well, did you make those long-distance calls in your own house?
Sometimes.
What do you mean sometimes?
Well,
did you ever get a phone bill for $300 a month?
No, ma'am.
No, of course not. Don't fool around with me, Clarissa. Don't fool around with me. Okay, so that's $308. Was that the total phone bill?
No, then I received one in mid-April for $31 in long distance, $87 in collect calls, and...
Was the boyfriend making collect calls to you?
No, he always called me direct.
So nobody called you collect?
No.
Does this have the number of the...
Yes, it does.
Is it the same number that she called?
No, ma'am, it's not. It's a Fresno number. And I asked Clarissa, have you been accepting collect calls from this number? And she says, no, I haven't. No, I haven't. And I have here $85 in collect calls. There's...
Well, she says she doesn't know whose those are, but it really doesn't make any difference.
They're not mine.
Let's say they're Clarissa's. Why should her parents be responsible for that?
Because she's a minor.
No, you're responsible for it. And I'm going to tell you why you're responsible for it. Because you have a mechanism where you can put on your phone a block so that you can't make long-distance calls.
I've never had a need for that. I make long-distance occasionally.
Let me explain something to you. Your business arrangement was never with Clarissa's parents. Your business arrangement was with Clarissa. And if you want to ensure that things in your house are not abused, you have to take steps to do that. Her parents can't come into your house and do that. You have to do that. They are not responsible for the long-distance call made by their daughter in your house. You're responsible. You have to be prudent and vigilant, make sure that the phone isn't used, put the phone away, lock up the phone, disconnect the phone, do whatever you want to do with it. But there is no way that you are going to hold the Thompsons responsible for her calls that she made.
I had
not going to happen.
The agreement with her mother at one time, though, Your Honor.
I don't care whether you discussed an agreement with her mother or not. They're not responsible. You're responsible because they have no ability to see to it that in your house the phone isn't abused. They know how to do it in their house because her mother wouldn't tolerate it. Right?
Right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You think you're entitled to more money?
Well, yes.
Really? How much do you think she owes you?
Well, see...
Give me an idea.
I say about over $600.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robbie Gibbs says former babysitter 16-year-old Clarissa Thompson ran up her phone bill with long-distance phone calls. Clarissa says Robbie still owes her money.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, he would call her directly when I was there.
So?
So I never had any clue that she was calling him or making
Neither did her mother. Neither did her mother. You want to take care of your phone? Lock it in your drawer. It's not a mother's fault. And you'll know better next time. You hire a babysitter, you take out the phone. Or you put a block on it. You say you can't make long-distance calls. That's it. She's not legally responsible. And I can't find that her parents are responsible because you have the responsibility of ensuring that when you hire a teenage babysitter and you know that they sit on the phone and they can sit on the phone for hours, you make sure that they can't get to your phone. All right. Now, you want to tell me why you think you're entitled to any money back from the money that you paid her for babysitting?
Because she wasn't babysitting. She would go in my room and shut the door and use the phone. I came home on an occasion when that happened.
When was the first time you came home and found her?
It was about 2 weeks before I had her quit babysitting, and I told her she was not welcome at my home anymore. Her mother came down. We talked about it. Her mother assured me that it would not happen again. The following week is when I came home and my son had been burning a popsicle stick.
So? Then you fired her.
And then I fired her, yes.
So why do you think you're entitled to anything back?
I just put it in there because I thought that I paid her for services that were not rendered.
You should have been more vigilant. If I came home and found my two babies weren't being cared for by a babysitter, I would say thank you very much. I'm paying you for the day. You're not welcome back here
Which
anymore.
is what I did.
No.
And then her
you
mother
had a
came down and
conversation
spoke
with
with
her
me.
mother, and her mother assured you it wasn't going to happen again. Come on. Get real. All right. Now let's get to your counterclaim, if you're serious about it. You think you're entitled to more money?
Well, yes.
Really? Why don't you tell me why you think you're entitled to more money?
Well, because I did babysit for the kids, you know, like, because most of the time she was barely in there. She'd send her oldest son to come get me at 6:30 after she got off work, and then she'd be gone all night.
How much do you think she owes you for babysitting?
Well, see...
Give me an idea.
I say about over $600, but I'm...
Really? You think over $600?
Yes.
Really? And you babysat for her each and every week?
Yes.
And you accepted the money she gave you, and you didn't say to her, no, you owe me more than $30 a week. I'm not taking the $30. You came back and you babysat for her again, another week, and then another week, and then another week.
She kept promising me, oh, I have to go to the bank, oh, I haven't got my check yet, or I haven't cashed it. That's what she had kept telling me, so...
So I'm just going to sit on the phone and talk to my boyfriend. Forget any more money. Chalk it up to the time that you were sitting on the phone in the bedroom, chewing the fat with the boyfriend. You got me?
Yes.
Perfect. Is there anything else you want to tell me about your counterclaim?
Yes, ma'am. I was suing her for punitive damage because, actually, I don't want to do this.
Smart. Smart. It's her responsibility to take care of her phone. It's your daughter's responsibility to do the right thing if she's babysitting. I'm sure that you've had a chat with her about abusing the privilege of somebody else's phone. I have a feeling you have.
Yes, I have.
Okay. All right, Miss Gibb. Next time, you just be a little more careful, madam. That's all.
Please excuse. You may step out.
I was pretty upset.
I'm very sorry for Mrs. Gibbs, and I hope that she get her life together.
She said that she had permission. Her parents said, no, you didn't have permission.
They both played on the telephone.
Let's let teenagers babysit anymore.
Not to babysit for people like her again.
Now, this is case number 30 on the calendar in the matter of McCahill versus Harrison. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Would you take the child out, Bert?
Sure thing, Judge.
Thank you.
Young man.
Okay.
This way.
Ms. McCahill, your suit against the defendant has to do with charges that you claim were false that she made against you. You had a trial with regard to those charges. You were found not guilty.
Yes.
And you believe she should pay for all of your legal expenses that you had to defend yourself. I gather that the relationship that you had with the defendant was that she had been your babysitter for a relatively short period of time. Then you and your husband divorced, and your husband was awarded custody of your child. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And your former husband hired the defendant to watch your child.
Yes, ma'am.
At some point, according to you, your child told you that during a visitation, probably, that the defendant had hit him.
Yes, ma'am.
And you went to the defendant's house to confront her about that.
Yes, ma'am.
There was some sort of an incident. You say that there was really a non-incident. Shortly thereafter, you were contacted by the police and told that she had filed charges against you, and that precipitated the trial for trespass and damage to property.
Yes, ma'am.
The defendant is counterclaiming for some of the damage that she says that you did to the property, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When did you and your husband divorce?
In April of 2000.
And when was he awarded custody?
At that time.
And when did your child allegedly report to you that the defendant had hit him?
On October 17th of 2001.
And what did your child tell you?
He arrived at my house for my birthday, and when he walked in the door, he said, "Mom, Jennifer hit me again."
How old is he?
He is 8 years old.
Okay.
At the time, he was 7.
Okay.
And those were the first words that came out of his mouth when he walked in my door.
Jennifer hit me again.
Yes.
Did you ask him any questions about it?
Yes, I said, "Where did she hit you?" And he replied, "In my head." And I said, "Well, what for?" And he said, "Because I would not pick up poop with my hand."
Now, when did you discuss this with the child's father?
I had discussed it with David, and he said that it did
On
not
the
happen.
17th?
No, the next day.
On the 18th of October.
Right.
Okay.
And I told him that Brennan had told me that Jennifer had hit him.
And he said it didn't happen.
Yes.
When did you go over to her house?
I went over to her house on the 18th.
And who did you go over with?
I went over with my friend. I was upset because, you know, she had hit Brendan. So I went over there,
to discuss it. I walked up her driveway. She met me in her carport, and I said to her, Jennifer, Brendan told me that you had hit him. And she started saying that I was crazy and that the reason Brendan acted the way he did was because of me. And after that, her and had words.
Why would you get involved in this at all?
Because when she started saying that I was crazy, stepped forward and started defending me.
And then what happened?
I was ready to go. And when we were going out to my truck, as soon as we got to my truck, I looked up and she was saying, come, if you want a piece of me, come, you know. She was doing this. She was, come on, get a piece of me. That's what she was yelling at me. And we got in my truck and we left. And we went straight to the Brighton police station where I tried to press charges against her for hitting Brendan, but was unable to because Brendan was not in my physical custody at the time.
When were you notified by the police that you were the subject of an arrest warrant?
A month later, day before Thanksgiving, I was on the phone with my mother, and my ex-husband got a hold of my mother and told her that I had a warrant for my arrest. And how he knew, I don't know. And so I called my lawyer immediately after that and told my lawyer that I had a warrant for my arrest.
Okay. Now, you subsequently went to trial, is that right?
Yes, I did.
The defendant testified at the trial?
Yes, she did.
And did you testify?
Yes.
And was there a jury trial?
Yes, there was.
And the jury came back with a not guilty verdict?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, Ms. Harrison, I would like you to tell me your version of the events, please.
Okay. On October 18th, Katie did come to my home. The incident that she is referring to, that Brendan was referring to, actually happened in June of that year, where he had stepped in dog poop out in the yard and walked into the house, and the kids are supposed to take their shoes off. And he didn't take his shoes off, and he had got dog poop on the carpet. And instead of telling the kids that they did something stupid, or I don't say that, we go, duh, what'd you do that for? And then he usually goes, yeah, duh, yeah, I did that. And that was the incident. She comes to my place in October, which is 5-6 months later, and accuses me of hitting her son and started cussing and swearing at me, telling me who did I think I was by hitting her son, and that they were going to kick my if I ever touched her son again. I said, do you want to hear the story or not? I said, I'll tell you what happened. No, I believe my son. You hit my son, and this other girl was MFing me just as much as she was, just screaming at me. And she has a background and a stability of many mental health problems. She's been in many mental health facilities, and I know what she's capable of. That's why I stood in my doorway and never even went out into the carport with them. I just had the door open trying to tell them to leave. And they would not leave. They kept calling me every name in the book, told me if I went out at nighttime, don't go out at nighttime because I would never come back home, that they were going to kill me if I ever touched her son again. I told her she was crazy. I told her to leave my property many times. At that point in time, the other girl starts with they said they were going to kick my ass, and I said, you and what army? Yeah, the two of us will take you down right now. And I said, both of you just leave. That's when she kicked cabinets that were there that my husband had brought home from work, and she picked up one of my lawn chairs and threw it at me. And I shut the door because I told her I was going to call the police. Well, that's when I started walking up into my kitchen, and I heard a big bang. And I saw my neighbor girl a minute later walking across my yard, and I had gone outside. And she said, what was that? What's going on? And she
Is this your neighbor?
Yes. And she had seen Katie and the other girl go into their car. She had heard the noises. And between the time that they went to the police station, they went by my house 4 different times, screaming,
Well, what
F
kind
you.
of damage did she do in your
There was
house?
a great big dent. It looks like they punched the car. There was a great big dent on the side of my right passenger door.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She stood up in court and told the judge, I want a paternity test taken on my oldest son because he's not even the father.
And was that done?
Yes, and unbeknownst to the father, he was not the child's father. And the courts gave her custody of him.
And later today,
All right, this is going to be very fast. The defendant, who was a former boyfriend, smashed your cell phone. Yes. Good. Give me a bill. On the flip side, your counterclaim is, just let me get there, sir. I mean, I have other things to do today.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathy McCahill says when former babysitter Jennifer Harrison slapped her son, she attempted to confront her. Kathy says upon leaving, Jennifer told police she vandalized her car.
Oh. Tell me your name, please.
Donnella Snyder.
Ms. Snyder, did you witness any of these events?
I witnessed the loud noise.
Tell me what you heard.
There's a house in between us, and I just heard this big boom. And I was like, oh my gosh. And I just went out my door, and it sounded like it came from Jennifer's house. So I instantly started walking over there, and as I was walking over there, Katie was hurrying up and getting in a truck that was waiting there, which there was a driver. And they hurried up and sped off and took off. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I went over there, and I said, Jennifer, what's wrong? And she was shaking, upset, and she had the phone in her hand. And her furniture, lawn furniture, was all tousled around. And then she started telling me what was going on.
Okay. Ms. McCahill, did you touch any of the defendant's lawn furniture?
No, I didn't touch anything.
Just a second. Did touch any of her furniture?
I did. I didn't.
Did she throw it around?
She threw a chair between me and her.
Okay.
That was it.
All right. Ms. McCahill, I'm going to give you a couple of short lessons.
Okay.
You brought there for the purposes of being your support. So you are responsible for her actions.
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm glad you agree with that. So if she caused any damage and it wasn't you, it's just as if you caused the damage because you brought her there. You brought her there to do exactly what she did, which was to make trouble. And I don't believe that you just walked into the defendant's house and said to her, why did you hit my son? I don't believe you said it that way.
Okay.
I believe that there was a lot of vile language, and I believe that there was a lot of screaming and yelling, and you had no right being there. There were children there, and there are ways to deal with this kind of a problem without this kind of confrontation. You deal with it if you can't file a police report, which I don't understand, then you call Child Protective Services.
I did.
And I assume that as a result of calling Child Protective Services, there were no charges filed. Is that right?
I tried to file charges against her. They wouldn't let me because Brendan was not in my custody.
That's not what I said. Child
Right.
Protective Services doesn't care
I went
in
to
whose
Family
custody.
Services, and they investigated.
And found what? Do
I
you have the report?
evidence to that,
Can I
yes.
see it, please?
This is the police report that I did make at the Sheriff's Department after this happened. Here, also. And this is, she did call 2 months later, in December. She called DCFS complaining about me hitting and abusing her son. And DCFS did interview her and her son and found all of their statements to be uncreditable, and they dropped all of the allegations against me. And under the circumstances with her son, who has quite a lot of mental problems also, since the child's been back in her custody, he's tried to commit suicide.
When did the child go back into her custody?
Her attorneys and his attorneys, they were in court, and both attorneys advised her to just drop the child custody suit because the children were better off left with the father. They both have another son together. She stood up in court and told the judge, well, then I want a paternity test taken on my oldest son because he's not even the father.
And was that done?
Yes, it was, and unfortunately, and unbeknownst to the father, he was not the child's father. And the courts gave her custody of him.
Court had no other choice.
Unfortunately, for his sake.
That child was 8 at the time that he found?
7.
7. He found out that his father was not his father.
Right, and tore away from his brother. He was told that when he dropped him off for a weekend visit with her the next time that he only picked up Patrick and left Brendan there.
Do you think you caused enough trouble? Don't you think you caused enough trouble? Madam! I wouldn't come to court to cause any more trouble in any event. I'm going to handle this case very, very swiftly. The district attorney chose to prosecute this case. Clearly, the judge who heard the case had the opportunity at the end of the people's case, if they felt that there was no evidence against you, to dismiss the case on an initial motion that says there is not even sufficient evidence to go forward. The judge found that there was sufficient evidence to go forward and have you present your case. So the case ultimately went to trial. The jury did not find you innocent of the charges. I want you to clearly understand that.
I have the papers right here.
No. The jury did not find you innocent, Miss McCahill. The jury found you not guilty. There is a difference. Innocent means you didn't do it. Not guilty means not proven beyond a reasonable doubt. That is a serious difference.
Can I ask a question?
All right.
If I was to hit a dent in a van, don't you think it would have broke my hand?
I have no idea. Maybe you used your foot.
I did not.
In any event, you trespassed on her property. You threw around her lawn furniture. You touched her property because either you or your friend did it. But since you brought your friend, you're both equally as culpable. So that she had an absolute right to pursue her legal remedy. I haven't gotten to her counterclaim yet.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
This is a bill from May 25th of 2000. So this is the bill for these two shirts.
Yeah.
You keep these bills?
Yeah, got to. Never know when this gonna happen.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kathy McCahill says when former babysitter Jennifer Harrison slapped her son, she attempted to confront her. Kathy says upon leaving, Jennifer told police she vandalized her car.
Okay. You want to continue with this counterclaim?
Yes, just for the damages done to my van.
I'd like to see photographs of it. So you have no case, Miss McCahill?
I don't have photographs. The district attorney just asked me to get an estimate for the
Well, I
damages.
can't do anything without photographs. I have to make a judgment based upon the photograph. Physical evidence, not just an estimate.
I just
Miss
have the
Harrison.
estimate and the repair bill that they repaired it.
She denies that she hit your car. In order for me to make any judgments as to whether or not this car was dented under what circumstances, I have to be able to look at it. That requires a photograph. So I'm not entertaining your counterclaim, which you would not have filed anyway, but for the fact that she filed this claim, which is nonsense. And I certainly hope that you and your son are getting as much therapy as you can for all the damage that you did. And I would keep a low profile if I were you, Miss McCahill. Don't file any more frivolous lawsuits. Your case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I just wish she would just leave me alone. I'm not going to have any contact with this person. Stay away from me. She had no business ever being around me.
I have no wish to have any contact with this person.
I just feel terrible for what the boy is going through.
Brendan is doing really well. He's an honor roll student.
Really glad that the judge did take him out of the courtroom because I didn't want to have to say what I had to say in front of him.
And now,
How you doing, Judge?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's case number 95 on the calendar in the matter of Raymond versus Holmes.
Thank
Parties
you.
have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
Mr. Raymond, you and the defendant were involved in a romantic relationship and decided to lease an apartment together. The defendant moved out sometime during the lease, and you want her to be responsible for her half of the rental of the apartment. That's what
Yes.
the case is about. Ms. Holmes says, she was sort of forced to move out. She'll explain that to me. When did you decide to lease this apartment together?
We leased the apartment February 5th, 2001. We were living previously at another apartment complex, but it was just strictly my name on the lease.
And what prompted you to rent this apartment together?
I was naive enough to think that we might be together for the rest of our lives and maybe start a family together one day, you know? And obviously I was wrong, and
That's the end of the story. How much were you paying in the old apartment?
I was paying $685,
And how much was the rent on the new apartment?
$870.
What was the financial arrangement as far as the rent was concerned?
That we both pay half, and we were both paying half of electricity and telephone as well.
How many months did you live there together?
Together we lived there for 5 3/4 of a month.
Let's say 6 months.
6 months.
Now, it is correct, Ms. Holmes, that you were paying half the rent.
Yes.
When did you move out and why?
I moved out the beginning of the summer, probably end of July, beginning of August. Throughout our relationship, we had many of fights. It became abusive, not only verbally, but physically. And
when did it become physically abusive?
I have here, we both were arrested for breach of peace. We got into a fight. It was at the previous apartment that he lived at.
So you both were arrested for breach of the peace?
Yes.
When?
It was the day after Christmas in 2000.
Fine. Don't give me ancient history, Miss Holmes. After that happened, you moved into an apartment together and you signed a lease. Were there any incidents of domestic violence between the two of you after you signed the lease in February of 2001?
In that residence?
Yes.
There was no actual police reports for
That
any.
doesn't answer my question.
There was violence.
Well, tell me about it.
It was just when we would argue, we would get into fights.
You would fight with each other?
Yes.
All right. With each other?
I would fight back because I'm a lot smaller, but there's only so much I can do to him.
All right, you would fight with each other.
To get him off of me. And
Ms. Holmes, you fought with each other. Why did you move out? And make sure I get a legitimate answer, please.
Because I was afraid.
No.
I was sick.
No. That's not why you moved out. You may have thought you made a mistake and you didn't care for him anymore, but that's not why you moved out. You suddenly moved out.
I wanted to end the relationship.
Right. That sounds right.
I had had enough.
Fine. That sounds right. You didn't want to be with him anymore for whatever reason. Don't tell me what happened a year and a half before when you both were arrested for breach of peace. You didn't like him anymore. You wanted out. Did you have anybody else?
No.
Weren't dating anybody else?
No. I still to this day haven't dated anyone.
That's not the truth, Your Honor.
Just a second. Because that's what he believes in any event. All right. Now, when you moved out, what arrangements did you make with him with regard to the rent and regard to the lease?
I told him that I would pay him for the month after that I had moved out, just to be nice, to help him out, because I understood that it was a lot of money, and that after that he was on his own.
Did she have this discussion with you, Mr. Raymond?
Yes, she did, Your Honor.
Fine. She said she'd pay you 1 month when she wasn't there and then start looking for a roommate.
Matter of fact, she said she was going to help me out every month, not just 1 month, until it was over.
Did she pay you that 1 month?
At the end of August, yes, or beginning of August, August 1st, she did.
Okay. What kind of search did you do, sir, to find a roommate? Is not an answer.
I tried to find a roommate. My best friend was going to move into the house, but it was just a 1-bedroom, so it was very hard to live with somebody else as well as the dog that we both owned. Really, no one else could be around the dog except for me and her. And it was hard to find somebody to live with a dog that is not their owner.
Mr. Raymond,
yes.
She moved out a year ago.
Yes.
Are you still living in the apartment?
No, Your Honor.
When did you move out?
February 5th.
When your lease was up?
Yes.
Where did you go?
I moved in with my best friend.
And what's your rent?
$300.
So you did not attempt to get out of your lease?
I attempted to, but without the $350 lease breakage fee, which I have in the lease right here, they wouldn't let me even try to do it because she has to come up with $350 for the lease breakage fee. As well, she wrote a letter.
Well, she could have, listen to me, she could have, instead of giving you the $435, given them the $350 for the lease breakage fee. And then what would have happened to your rent?
I would have still been able to cover it, probably.
Okay. So instead of spending less money to break the lease, which she could have done, correct? She gave you more money for the month that she wasn't there.
Yes.
So I want you to tell me, Mr. Raymond, after a year, what brings you to court, sir?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Suddenly, when the money ran out and I didn't have any more money left, she was gone. Of course.
And later today,
we have a lot of strays.
Strays are not your problem. Your problem is your 2 cats.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Joe Raymond says former live-in girlfriend Lindsay Holmes owes for breaking an apartment lease. Lindsay says she moved out because she was scared of Joe.
Go ahead.
What brings me to court is, well, we still have relation within this year. I mean, we still talk to each other. It was on and off for the past year. And she continuously told me, I'm going to help you out, I'm going to help you out, I'm going to give you money. And I never received any money except for that one time in August. And I found out that she was seeing a Rocky Hill police officer. And I was very disturbed of that
When
fact.
did you find that out, sir?
I found this out 3 weeks after she moved out in August. That's one of the main reasons we stopped talking at that time.
That's still a year ago, so what brings you to court now?
To get the money that I feel as if I'm owed, because I owe money to the leasing agent, and
Why?
they still, because I lost my job in December and I was laid off just doing snow work removal, and I couldn't afford it, so now they're coming after both of us to get the money.
When did you stop paying rent, sir?
I paid September, October, November, December.
December rent was not paid.
Let me see. Oh, I see. You paid with a bad check in November.
But it was...
Sir, so it's 2 months rent that you did not pay.
Yes, but I had talked to the rental agent, and I had explained them my situation, and they worked with me the best they could.
I have to find, Mr. Raymond, that there was some reason for her not to break this lease, which she could have done for a lot less money than she gave you for the period of time when she was there. For $350, she could have gotten her name off this lease and not been responsible at all. So I must assume that you wanted to stay in that apartment. Now, the difference is really negligible between what you were paying in your own apartment and this apartment. You were paying that yourself.
She was living there as well, but her name wasn't on the lease, and she was helping me.
Helping you is not paying. You didn't take that apartment with the idea that she was going to be paying half the rent.
No.
The first apartment.
I had
right?
I had a lawsuit that I was given, and I had a lot of extra money. And then suddenly when the money ran out and I didn't have any more money left, she was gone. Of course.
No.
It's the way it works.
Got to take care of your own expenses, sir. I think that she gave you every opportunity to fill in the apartment with somebody else for the next couple of months. She tried to do the right thing. She could have just as easily gotten herself totally off the hook by spending a lot less money.
It was still hard for me to find somebody to live with. And
get over it.
All right.
Should have tried harder. Case is dismissed.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's attacked me before. I have a criminal court case pending right now against him.
I'm definitely not a dangerous man.
Your Honor, this is case number 286 on the calendar in the matter of Hilton versus McElroy. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Hilton, the defendant is a friend of your current boyfriend's. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that for some bizarre reason, she vandalized your car. You were not present when that happened, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And yet you believe that she did it. The defendant says she had no reason to vandalize your car and she didn't do it. Boyfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's he?
He's a friend of her boyfriend's.
Who saw her vandalize your car?
Joseph.
Joseph, step up, please. Joseph, what's your last name?
Guillory.
Mr. Guillory, I want you to tell me, start from the beginning, sir, and tell me what you know about this evening, which is the 25th of July, 2002.
Okay. Me and Andrea and my friend Dre and another girl named Bridget, we went to the club called the Hurricane Hut. We were all having a good time. We had a few drinks. And after the club, we came back to my stepmom's house. We were playing a sex game.
A what?
A sex game.
Sex game?
Right. It was called the authorization game. And Andre asked me, can he mess with Andrea?
Andre asked you
Right.
if he could mess with this lady.
Right.
Why would he ask your permission?
Because we was playing an authorization game.
Oh, that's
You had
part
to
of the
ask for
game.
it. It's part of the game.
Go ahead.
And I said, yeah. And I had to ask her, can I mess with her friend, Bridget? And so they were messing around, and we were messing around. She looked over and saw me. Well, she saw Bridget sliding up and down on me and thought we were having sex, but we wasn't. And she got mad, and she said she was fisting to go. And I said, well, I'm fisting to go too. She said, well, where are you going to spend the night tonight? I said, I'm going home to Dolly.
To this lady?
Right. She got mad and said, oh, you going home to that? And so they walked out.
Who walked out?
Andrea and Bridget. So I proceeded to walk out too, but I was like about 3 or 4 minutes behind them. So I just happened to look out the window and I seen her keying up the car.
Keying whose car?
Dolly's car.
You mean you had driven her car that evening? You didn't tell me about
No, her car was
that.
parked in the parking lot. And we took my homeboy's car, but when we came back, yeah, Dolly's car was still there.
So you drove her car over to this apartment complex where
Right.
you proceeded to go out for the
Get another
evening
car.
drinking in another car and then come back to your stepmom's house,
Right.
have sex with a whole bunch of other people, and then you were going to go back to her house with her car. Was that your plan?
Right.
And when you came out, you saw her car in the parking lot, and you saw her doing what?
She was keying the car and her friend Bridget was right behind her.
What do you mean you saw her keying the car?
Well, I couldn't see what she had in her hand, but she was just going down the car with,
No, it wasn't. Okay, so what did you do next?
So I proceeded to go outside, but by the time I got all the way to the car, she already had then walked away and hit me on the cell phone, called me on the cell phone. And she said,
called you on the cell phone?
Right. She said, I don't know who black car this is, but I just did up. And I said, why did you do that? And I told her, don't call me no more. She kept calling my phone saying, don't tell her, don't tell her. I said, why not? And she said, well, tell her somebody else did it.
Or else I'm going to tell Dolly what you were doing this evening.
I didn't even know her.
So she kept begging me to tell us that somebody else did it, but I wouldn't do it.
Now I'll hear you.
That night that we went out, it was on the 24th. It was the night before the 25th. We all met at his house. We were all hanging out in the bedroom, watching TV and stuff like that. There was no sex game going on. His friend came on to me, and I said no. And I seen him messing with my friend, and she said she felt uncomfortable. She walked away and told me, and I said, okay, we're leaving. And he said, why are you leaving? And I was like, because you're putting our relationship in a I didn't like where he was putting the relationship.
What relationship?
We weren't together, but we had a relationship. We were seeing each other.
How were you seeing each other? Were you
He'd come
intimate
and
with
visit
each
me
other?
when I lived in Austin. He came and spent the night at my house. It was an intimate relationship.
Was it intimate in the month of July of 2002?
Yes, it was. It has been for about 3 years.
Okay,
up
go
until
ahead.
that day. I've only met this girl one time, Dolly. I've only seen her car, I think, in passing, and I couldn't tell you what kind of car it was. The night that we came back, there was no big fight. There was no misunderstanding, no argument. I just told him I didn't like where he was putting our relationship, and I didn't want to talk to him anymore. So me and my friend Bridget, we left. We got in her car and we left. He called me asking me to come back. And we had some words on the phone, and then I got to my house, and that's when she called me. He went and told her that I keyed her car, and she called me telling me all kinds of stuff that I need to watch myself, that she's going to beat my butt or whatever. I never.
And what does he have to do with all this?
Because he's his friend. JoJo went and told him one day that he didn't know who keyed his car.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Q Logan.
Mr. Logan, tell me what you know about this. You clearly weren't there that evening, but did you at some point, she says, have a conversation with Mr. Guillory?
Yes, ma'am. The day after it happened, and he said that he didn't see it. He said he saw her standing near his car. He was in the window. He was inside the house.
Yes.
In the window, he looked out the
So
window.
what did he say to you?
He said he seen her standing near the car, but since he was going to try to sue her, he was going to tell the court that he seen her key the car, which in essence, if you seen someone keying your car, wouldn't you try to go out there and stop them?
I was going outside.
It takes more than 2 or 3 minutes to key the word in somebody's paint job.
So who do you think did that?
I have no idea who did it, but JoJo takes her car at all times of the night. She has no say-so where she can drive her own car. He
Who?
drops her off at work.
You mean Dolly?
Yes. She pays all the bills. The only thing, the apartment is in his name. He goes where he wants, when he wants. He quit his job because he did not want to pay the amount that they wanted him to pay in child support. So he quit and went to his old job.
What child support? Who does he have a child with?
He has a child with another girl, not Dolly. He quit his
Not
job.
Dolly, not this lady.
No.
How old is the child?
Maybe about 2 years old.
So he had a relationship with somebody else while he was having a relationship with you. Is there at least one other that you know about?
Mm-hmm.
So.
And I.
So.
So.
What?
But see, I knew about it, and I'm not a jealous person. I met that girl that was pregnant by him, and I took her over there to meet him. I never overreacted about anything like that. We had an open relationship, so I don't understand why he would say that I would key his car.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
That's what I would say to him. But for your antics, my car would be okay. I'm 100% sure of that.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dolly Hilton says her boyfriend's ex, Andrea McElroy, keyed her car. Dolly's boyfriend, Joseph, says Andrea was angry over a sexual game they played with a group of friends.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a cook.
Are you working now?
Yes, I am. I was working 2 jobs.
Are you? You pay child support?
Yes, I do.
But he quit his job making $40,000 a year to go back to working as a cook at
No,
KFC.
that's not why I quit my job.
Yes, it is. You told me it was.
He told all of us it was.
What's your current child support order?
160, and I gave her 20 more
160 a what?
a month.
How much do you earn at your job, working 2 jobs, sir?
No, I was working 2 jobs. I let one go on. I was working on the water offshore, and I was working at KFC too, both of them.
How much do you make now?
How much do I make now? About $1,300 a month.
What kind of work do you do, Miss Hilton?
I drive a school bus.
You have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you
I
have?
have 2.
Who pays the rent in your house?
I pay rent, and he also helps pay bills.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to pay for your car. You want to know why? Because I'm not 100% sure she did it, but I'm 100% sure of this. That but for his actions, you wouldn't have any trouble with your car. I'm 100% sure of that.
Your Honor, she...
No, listen to me. I'm 100% sure of that.
No.
I know that I'm not convinced by the required quantum of proof that I need to be convinced by that she keyed your car. I am, however, 100% convinced that but for him, according to his own testimony, your car would not have been placed at risk. Because let's see what he did. He took your car to go out with a bunch of other friends to a club without you. Now that may be okay. Let's say that's okay. That you said, listen, you want to go out for an evening, go out for an evening.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that you would say go out for an evening with an old girlfriend or a girlfriend who we had been intimate with for 3 years. Can't believe that he actually told you that. But maybe he did. Maybe I'm that old-fashioned. But let's say he didn't tell you. And then from the club, he went back to somebody's house where, according to him, they decided to have a party and play sex games. That's according to him. She said it didn't happen. But let's say I believe him. And it all got very unseemly. And then she got annoyed and she went outside. And maybe she keyed your car, and maybe it was the mother of some other one of his children who keyed your car. Maybe it was somebody else. But one thing I know for sure, but for his total lack of morality, your car would not have been damaged. So he's going to pay for it. He's going to pay for it. And I suggest that you make up your mind. Either he pays for your car and you say to him, because that's what I would say to him, but for your antics, my car would be okay. So either get your behind out of here, away from my 2 children, because you are nothing but a lowlife, and I don't want you, Mr. Lowlife, near my children, or fix my car and straighten up. You got it? The case is dismissed. Period. End of discussion. Goodbye.
She's got nude pictures of herself laying all over Houston.
If he wouldn't have come in here and tried to lie, I'm sure things could have been worked out.
She was trying to act like a good girl. We got pictures right here showing she was a bad girl, butt naked and stuff.
And all they have to do is just call.
I want to see everybody together, except I don't want nothing to do with Chris.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McKay Schuler versus Anglin. Step forward, please.
19-year-old waitress Ashley McKay and her boyfriend, 23-year-old dishwasher Craig Schuler, are suing their ex-roommate, customer service rep Brandy Anglin, for the return of personal property. Brandy is countersuing for rent, a security deposit, and the cost of living expenses.
Miss McKay, were you a friend of the defendant's?
No, we were a friend of her boyfriend.
Okay. According to your complaint, you and your boyfriend moved in with the defendant because you were having some financial difficulties and I gather got evicted from where you were living. You say that she agreed to let you stay there until you got back on your feet. Then something happened, she threw you out. It's your claim that she kept some of your property. You want her to pay for the property she kept. The defendant says that she did in fact keep some of your property because you owed her so much money, that you were there for 3 months, and in the 3 months that you were there gave her a total of $40. You didn't pay rent, you ate all of her food, you had a lot of other bills that you had while you were there, and she's counterclaiming. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. When did you move into her house?
August 19th.
And when did she put you out?
It was September 18th.
So you were there 1 month?
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No.
When did she move in?
July.
July what?
29th.
And when did she move out?
September 18th.
So she was there 6 weeks. Okay. What stuff do you claim she kept?
We have a whole list right here. We have a 27-inch TV, a DVD player, a stereo, PlayStation 2, a fridge. We had Oriental rugs that were taken, my cell phone, DVDs, PlayStation games, VCR tapes, CDs, the book that had our CDs in it, our CD holder.
Where's all that stuff?
I don't know. I'm missing stuff also. And I take it that they didn't receive it either. But I do have
I don't understand what
a
you're
few
talking
things.
about. When you moved out, all this stuff was in the house, and I gather you told them to leave.
I told them to leave that night.
That night, and they left. And at the time they left, all that stuff was in the house.
Yes.
So where is it now?
My stuff's missing too also.
No.
Okay, where
the
the
day
stuff is?
they left, because you told them to leave. You were angry about something. I don't care what you were angry about. They left, and they didn't have opportunity to take all this stuff when you told them to leave that night. The next day, where was their stuff?
Still in the house.
When did you realize it was no longer there?
When the landlord showed up the 20th to get rent, and when I paid him the rent, he comes in the house like he usually does, and his translators come in, and he saw holes in the walls that they left in their room and in the door, and he told me to get out. So in the process of moving my stuff, some of my stuff came up missing.
I don't believe a word she says. When did you go back to get your property?
The 19th. So it was the very next day that we went back.
All right, you're suing for $3,000. The stuff that you have on this list is substantially more than that, but I gather that your limit is $3,000 in
Yes,
small
correct.
claims court. Is that right? Okay. I don't believe this much of what you just told me about. I have no idea where their 27-inch TV is, where their DVD player is, where their VCR is, their PlayStation, where their small refrigerator is. I don't believe that you don't know where
I
that
do
stuff
know
is.
where that is.
Where is
I
it?
do. I've got that in storage at the place that I'm staying at.
Oh,
I do. The
there
TV,
you go.
not
There
the
you
DVD,
go.
but a VCR and a cell phone, which actually we have the same cell phone, but mine's a prepaid and hers a CenturyTel, and I have tried to return that to her because I don't want obligations to where accidents, somebody getting a hold of her phone.
What about
and
a
make cell
television,
phone.
her DVD player, a stereo, PlayStation, refrigerator?
No, PlayStation, I do not have. I do not. I will account for what I do have. I have 5 items of theirs.
Well, then let's hear what 5 items you have.
I have the 27-inch TV.
Okay.
I have a VCR. I have the mini refrigerator.
Okay.
I have the cell phone and a microwave.
Now, I'm going to go over this very carefully with you, because if I find anything on here that I don't believe that you actually left when you left, that's not a good idea for you. You've got $400 worth of jewelry. You want to tell me about that?
Most of it was rings that my mom gave to me when she was about 16. She gave them to me. That's when she had them. I had a silver necklace for my grandma. I had 2 of those.
Why didn't you take that with you when you left?
When we were kicked out, it was about 12:30 at night, and she said, "Get the out of my house. I have 2 gentlemen downstairs that will escort you out if you don't leave."
What items did you take when you left?
We got dressed, put our coats on. I grabbed my purse, money, car keys. That was it, and we took out.
Where's her jewelry?
I don't know where the jewelry is. I do not. I've never seen her wear a bit of jewelry. I don't know.
Do you have any of her CDs?
No, I do not.
You know where they are?
No, I do not.
Okay. Within 5 days, the TV, VCR, refrigerator, cell phone, and the microwave are to be turned back to the plaintiffs. They're in storage?
Yes, they are.
What's the name of the storage?
It's actually at the place where I'm living, in the basement. That's the storage. My stuff is in storage also down there. I'm using my ex-mother-in-law's house as that, because I have a lot of my stuff down there also.
Let's hear your counterclaim.
Okay, they lived with us rent-free. Okay.
6 weeks, right.
Yeah. They made me lose my deposit on the house because they're little bickering, arguing, fussing, fighting all the time. And I lost my deposit because they got too upset at each other and him throwing stuff or punching the walls or whatever it is. I lost my deposit on my house.
You mean your security deposit?
Yes, I do.
Did you make any holes in the walls?
No, ma'am, I did not. Her and her boyfriend be fighting all the time. That's where the holes came from.
Go ahead.
They'd sleep all day. I even got her job at where I was working.
Would you tell me what they owe you money for, please?
What they owe me money for? They lived there rent-free. They ate all the groceries. The only groceries they brought in, I guess, was at like 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. They'd bring them in snacks.
Well, what was your arrangement with them?
My arrangement was $325 a month, and it was supposed to be including everything but food, which is gas and electric, stuff like that.
When did you make this arrangement with them?
Arrangement was made with them in July, the beginning of July. Other than that, but they, I'd watch his son when they were up doing whatever they wanted to.
What money did you give them towards the expenses of running the house?
Well, we did only give them $40. We had no agreement before we moved in.
Let's say you didn't.
Okay.
What about food?
She said she took care of the food. We could eat whatever we wanted. Her cabinets were always stocked, as long as if we made dinner, we made enough for everybody, and they would do the same thing.
Well, who bought the food?
She did.
Why should she support you?
We actually, when I started working, we went out to eat like every night. We started keeping food up in our bedroom. That's why the fridge was in our bedroom that my mom bought us, because we felt like we weren't allowed to eat there. All we did eat there was like eggs, cereal, macaroni and cheese, just side items. We didn't get into any meat, any expensive things whatsoever.
What difference does it make? That's food. Why should they support you?
That's just what she told us when we moved in. That
Why would she do that? Why would she do that? I don't believe that you necessarily had a rent arrangement with them, but I certainly believe that you didn't have an arrangement with them where you were going to support them like they were your children for the 6 weeks that they were there. And even if they paid minimally to cover some of the expenses, $50 a week, which was minimally what you absorbed while you were there, that would be $300 for the 6 weeks that you lived with them. I think that the rest of your stuff here maybe is worth $500. The difference in that is $200, and that's what you're going to get, period, plus the remainder of the stuff that she has that's in storage. That's all. Goodbye.
Your Honor, case number 284 on the calendar in the matter of Samuels versus Jordan.
Thanks, Bert.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Miss Samuels, is this your current boyfriend?
Yes.
And Ms. Jordan, this is your current boyfriend?
Yes.
According to your complaint, the defendant used to date your boyfriend.
That is correct.
And because she was angry with you, or whatever, for dating this gentleman, she vandalized your car.
Yeah.
She says she didn't do it, and she is counterclaiming because she says that you harass her. Right? Could you step up for a moment? I just want to see what everybody's fighting over. Could you pick your pants up? What's your name?
Louis Castillo.
How old are you, Louis?
20.
You live at home?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Knew you were going to get it right, Louis, eventually. How long did you date Miss Jordan?
Probably for like 3 years.
Whose idea was it to break off the relationship, yours or hers?
Both of ours.
How long have you been dating Miss Samuels? She could pick up her pants, too. I don't have to look at her belly.
Probably for like 6 months.
Have you had any contact with Miss Jordan?
No.
Do you know of any reason why she didn't like Miss Samuels?
I wouldn't know.
Don't know? Have no clue. A man of few words. Have a seat. All right, so tell me about this vandalism, Miss Samuels. When did it happen?
6/25/02.
And where did it occur?
Driscoll and Paseo Padre.
Who lives there?
My friend Lisa.
So tell me what happened.
I was over at Lisa's visiting her, and she received a phone call from Barbara. She was going to come over. Well, Lisa told her no, and Barbara couldn't figure out exactly why she didn't want her to come over. So Barbara being across the street at the payphone at the gas station.
How do you know that?
It says on Lisa's caller ID, payphone, and Lisa knows the payphone across the street.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, she noticed my car being across the street.
How do you know she noticed your car?
Because she knows my car. How? I don't know.
Okay, just tell me, don't tell me what she noticed, what she saw. Just you tell me what you saw and what you heard. Okay, so she called Lisa's house. Is that right?
Yeah.
And Lisa told you not to come over.
Yeah, that time.
I mean, I'm reading your answer because your answer seems to verify that. And you went over anyway.
She called me earlier in the day and told me to come over. I said, I got to finish getting ready. And then I called her from the payphone and said I was there. She said, don't come over. And I said, okay. And then he got on the phone.
Louis?
Yes. And he said, I'm going to meet you across the street. I said, why do I need to meet you for? And then they hung up on me. So I went to her apartment and I knocked on the door.
You went to Lisa's apartment?
Yes, and I knocked on the door.
So you knew at that point that Louis was there?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear Miss Samuels there? What happened when she came over?
She was banging on the door saying for me to come out. She said, come out here, I'm going to kick your ass. Why don't you come out here?
So then, according to you, she knew you were there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you did not come out?
No.
I see it again. Thank you. What happened next?
I received a phone call after Louis had left to get her out of there.
Louis went outside?
Yeah.
Louis, did you see her when you went outside? Louis?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
You went outside. What did you see when you got outside? Just look at me. Don't make up any stories because you know what'll happen to you. I'll wipe up the floor with you.
I know.
Just tell me what you saw and what you heard when you got outside, if anything.
I seen her. Basically, I was just telling her, you know what I mean, why you starting trouble, you know what I mean, I'm out of here. Just get out of here, you know what I mean?
Could you try to speak clearly, you know? So you told her basically to get out?
Yeah. That, you know what I mean? It's over with.
Louis, I know that you're a nice guy. So the answer is yes.
Yes.
And what did she respond to you? Did she say anything?
Talking a bunch of garbage or whatever.
Louis, do you curse in front of your mother?
No.
Would you curse in front of the priest?
No, ma'am.
So you would have to search in your vocabulary and find other words to use, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So I want you to tell me what she said to you when you told her to leave.
She was really like crying, tell you the truth. She was like crying and like tripping because she seen me.
She was crying?
Because she seen her car out there and she knew I was with her, basically.
Don't tell me what she knew. I want you to tell me what you saw. You saw her crying?
Yeah.
Did she say anything to you?
There were mostly cuss words.
That she said to you?
Yeah.
Did she finally leave?
I thought she left because my sister lives in the same apartments. And I went to my sister's house and I came back out and she was at her car.
You saw her at her car?
Yeah, because her car...
No, look at me. You actually saw her near Miss Samuel's car? Look at me.
Yeah, it's right there on the corner of Driscoll and Paseo Padre.
How close did you see her to the car? From where you are to where?
microphone.
How long was she standing that close to the car that you saw?
15 to 20 minutes. Because I was trying to have her leave the apartment complex. I left and went in my sister's house, and she was gone. But when I came back, my brother-in-law had told me that she was out there still.
Did you see her when you came out there again? Is that when you saw her at the car, or did you not actually see her at the car?
I seen her at the car.
When?
The first time.
The first time?
Yeah. As soon as we left the apartment complex.
Down, Louis. Now as clear as mud.
Fog is not lifting.
Okay, when had you parked the car there?
I would say not even a half hour before I was just there.
About a half hour before Miss Jordan came over?
Yes.
When did you see the car again?
After I was clear that she had left. I'm not about to go out there after she said she was going to kill me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How come you didn't say, I was in the car, I saw what happened, I didn't do it, somebody else did it?
I said that I was there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Erin Samuel says her boyfriend's ex, Barbara Jordan, vandalized her car. Barbara says she didn't do it.
Did you have any further conversation with Miss Jordan?
She had called my cell phone and told me, come out and look in my car.
She called you on your cell phone?
Yeah. After
When?
the incident happened, right after she did it and left.
Okay, good. And then you went out and saw what damaged the car. Let me see it.
This is of the windshield, and the police report says how they examined the vehicle themselves and took pictures, but I don't know how to get those pictures.
What kind of car do you have?
I don't have one.
What kind of car do you drive in?
I don't.
Who's Kim?
My mom.
But your mother has a car.
Yeah. He does
Look at
too,
that. Look at that. Your mother has a car.
She's in jail though.
Your mother has a car.
Yes.
That a witness says matched the license plate of the car that was responsible for the damage to her car.
That's true.
Ooh,
I
how
was there,
interesting.
but I did not do it.
How interesting.
The girl I was with did do it.
Really?
Yes. I didn't even know her car. I did not know nothing about her, but this girl
The girl
had known
who
her.
was driving the car did it?
No, not the driver.
You were the driver?
No, neither one of us were the driver. There was a third girl involved.
So you were in the car?
Yes.
Good! How come you didn't mention that in your answer?
What?
How come you didn't say, I was in the car, I saw what happened, I didn't do it, somebody else did it?
I said that I was there.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I said that I was there, and I called from across the street on the payphone.
No, you didn't say that you were there. Listen, Barbara, you didn't say in your answer anything about being present when the vandalism occurred to her car.
I didn't get that far.
You got that far in your answer to me.
In my police report, it says
You
that
got
too.
that far in your answer to me.
My police report says that I admit that I was there, but I did not do it.
You did it as far as I'm concerned, honey. Unless you can give me a good reason why anybody else would vandalize her car.
Because the other girl knows her, and she said that she was saying things about me, and she said, how are you going to let it ride? How are you going to just let her? I'm like, I don't really care, because I broke up with him. He was in jail. I broke up with him, and I was staying with him. I don't care that they're together. I don't care about none of that. And I am not jealous of anything. Why would I care?
Tell me how you got to be in a car with somebody who vandalized her car and what this other girl had against her.
I do not know what she had against her.
I don't know either. All I know is the
I
car
don't have
belonged.
nothing against her.
All I know is the car belonged to your mother, who you tell me is where?
In jail.
In jail.
It has nothing to do with none of this.
All right. Tell me no more. Give me the estimates on the car, please.
The estimates on the car are on the police report.
It's the windshield. This is the restraining order.
I asked you for one thing. I said, give me the estimate on the car.
The complete and total cost is at the very last.
What year car is this?
2000.
Was the car repaired?
No.
Why not?
Don't have the money to repair it. I didn't plan
There's no
on-
insurance on the car?
No.
Who owns the car free and clear?
Me now. It was just paid off recently.
When was it just paid off?
Not even a month ago on my
Well,
birthday.
if it was just paid off a month ago, that means that when this happened in June, you had to keep insurance on the car because there was a money lender involved, so you had to keep insurance on the car.
But I didn't want to pay a $500 deductible that I didn't have to get the car repaired.
Just a second. I'm going to love this. You had a $500 deductible in June, is that right?
Yeah.
Of course. We're now 6 months later, and I'm asking you why you didn't have the car fixed when you had insurance instead of having a bill here for $5,000. That doesn't sound right. Where'd you expect her to get $5,000 from, madam? You're not going to get $5,000. That's what you had your insurance for. You think that I believe this whole cock and bull story that you just told me?
The key marks?
That you didn't have, no, about the repairs to the car.
I didn't have the $500 for the insurance.
Let them fix as much as they can.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now, I want you to tell me about your counterclaim, Miss Jordan. Let's hear it.
Okay, she has a restraining order on me. And on
rightfully so.
On the 11th of this month, at 5 o'clock in the morning, the same girl, Lisa, calls my house saying that she's outside. I go outside, and she's hiding in the car, too. And they give me a paper to say that they're going to sue me. I called my attorney, and I told him that she had came there, and I said, she has a restraining order on me. What can I do about it? Because he said I could go to jail because she has the 100-yard restraining order. And I went back inside, and on my answer machine was a tape of her and Lisa laughing about the whole situation. They're all, F the cops, this and that. Well, you can hear the tape.
Sure, I'd like to hear the tape. Bert, could you bring it up here? Maybe it's my here.
Okay, I'm gonna hit this one. Turn my phone. I have my phone. So I'm gonna pass it away, huh? They're all laughing. Yeah, I can't. Oh my god. Oh my god. No.
Does it get better?
It's just basically how they're laughing, how they came to my house.
They're laughing. They came to your house. They served you with a small claim summons.
And she's not even supposed to be on our property.
Just a minute. You don't have a protective order against her. Is that right? Shh, listen to me carefully. Do you have a protective order against her?
Not yet. I'm in the process of getting it.
Who handed you the summons?
Lisa handed it to him.
So Lisa never served you?
No, but they were at my house at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Fine. They can be at your house at 3 o'clock in the morning.
No,
they can serve you with a summons. Yeah. Your counterclaim is dismissed. It's not harassment. In any event, and on your claim, listen to me carefully. You should have had your car fixed when you had insurance. However, I'm not going to penalize you for stupidity any more than $4,500 worth, because I am awarding you $500, which would have been your out-of-pocket expenses had you had your car repaired when you had insurance in June, when this incident happened. Do I make myself clear?
Yeah.
Good. Goodbye.
All these are excused. You may step out.
I have papers saying that my vandalism has been dismissed, saying that I did not do it.
She was seen by people in the apartment complex. They called the police before I even got out to the vehicle to call them, and the description fit her.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Shartza versus Myers. Step forward, please.
19-year-old student James Schartzer is suing his former friend, 20-year-old loan officer Matthew Myers, for vandalizing his car. Matthew says James tried to run him over. He is countersuing for money owed on a computer.
Mr. Schartzer, I gather from your complaint that you know the defendant, Mr. Myers, and it is your claim that he vandalized your car. The defendant says that he did not vandalize your car, that you were not in the car at the time of this incident. Some of your friends tried to run him over, and he merely placed his hands on the hood of the car because he was trying to protect himself. Mr. Myers says that you owe him some money for a computer and is counterclaiming. Is that what this is about?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was your car vandalized, sir? What date?
April 27th, 2002.
And tell me how it came about that your car was in the vicinity of Mr. Myers' house.
Well, it all started, I was hanging out with some friends.
I want you to speak up, speak slowly so that I can hear you, because I'm not holding it against you that you did not dress for court today. Just because they're wearing suits and shirts and ties doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to tell me the truth, right?
Right.
But I think that you can get a leg up if you speak up, speak from your diaphragm. Don't swallow your words. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Try.
Let's go.
On the night of April 27, 2002, I was hanging out with some friends, and one of my witnesses, Susie...
Stop tapping. Don't tap.
One of my witnesses, Susie, had to go over his house to deliver a payment for that computer.
What computer?
The computer that we made a deal with where I put a down payment down, he put the other $500 on his credit card, and I was paying the monthly payment.
Susie was going to go over to his house to make a payment for you to him on a computer that he had put on his credit card as a favor to you.
Yes, ma'am.
We got that down?
Got that.
And why weren't you going to make the payment, sir?
Because at the time we weren't friends.
Why is that? Had you been late in making the computer payments?
No, I believe it was the first payment that was being delivered.
Okay. Go ahead.
And we weren't friends, and she had to go over there. So I let two of my friends drive her over there because I didn't want any altercations. And they went over there, and she went in the house.
You weren't there, so you don't know
No,
what happened.
I
But
wasn't
that's
there.
why she went over there in your car.
Mm-hmm.
Susie! So you went over there with a payment. How much of a payment did you go over with?
I believe it was $60.
What happened when you got there?
I walked inside and I handed Matt the payment. He was sitting on the couch by himself, and I was just talking to him because I hadn't seen him in a while. And then I told him that Rich, the boy who drove me, was out there, and he wanted to say hi. So he went outside with us, and he said hi to Rich, and he looked at the car, and then he was like, something like, give a message to James, and he started like kicking the side of the door, and then he walked around and started kicking the front of the door, yelling that he wanted his money. And so I was scared, so I jumped back in the car and we drove off.
He just started kicking the car?
Yeah, he knew it was James's, so he just...
Of course he knew it was James's.
So he like grabbed onto my shoulder and started kicking the car, and then he walked around and jumped on the front and started jumping on the hood of the car.
What'd you do that for?
I didn't do it.
What'd you do?
This is what happened. She came over, I met her outside. I was talking to her, she gave me the $60. I thought it was $70, but she gave me $60, and then what happened? I'm nervous. And what did she do? She gave me the money, and then I was sitting out in front of the car.
Now listen,
I know, I'm sorry.
slowly.
No.
Take, why don't you do this?
No.
Go. Take a deep breath. Okay.
All right. We started to talk, and then she got in the car. Right? I'm nervous. Sorry. I'm sorry. And we started talking, and then I started getting mad because she said he wasn't going to pay the rest of the money because he owes me $500.
He wasn't going to pay you the rest?
No, that's what she told me because he owes me $500. I got it right here. And then after that, I don't know if he wasn't driving the car. He was in the passenger seat. And
Thank you for clearing that up for me.
Okay, sorry. And then I started yelling at her, and I was like, someone's going to pay this money. Someone's going to pay this money. And I was getting real angry. And what happened was she jumped in the car, and I thought they were going to back out the driveway. I was yelling at him. When he jerked forward on the car, I slammed my hands on the car real hard, and I went over to the driver's side and ripped the person out of the car. I was angry because they were trying to run me over. He took off real fast. That's basically what happened.
Let me see the damage to your car. I assume that at one time you were pretty good friends if you let him put money on the computer.
Yeah, we were friends. So
what happened to that friendship?
He's a con artist. That's what he is.
What?
He's a con artist. He uses people for money. He's suing me right now so he can pay other people off.
Okay. She says that he kicked the sides of the car 2 places and then he jumped on the hood. Is that right?
He picked the passenger side. He didn't touch the
passenger side only. The hood I got. The hood's no question. The driver's side is out because he didn't touch the driver's side, right?
Right.
So here we go, the driver's side. And the back he didn't hit, right? Just the driver's side.
No.
Back. Back. What are you showing me these pictures for? I have better things to do.
That's what he's trying to do.
What?
He kicked the taillights, and the taillights were out of line.
She just said kick us out of the car. I'm sorry.
Bert, is this the passenger side or the driver's side? Looks like the driver's side to me. Maybe.
Depends on which way the car is facing.
Yeah.
Is that 2-door or?
2-door.
Oh, I think it's the passenger side.
2-door.
It's in the back of the car over here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let me see your estimate, sir. What kind of car is this?
It's a 1989 Honda CRX.
Left door damage, left quarter dents, left to light, left quarter. He only kicked in one place.
Before I was told that he went all the way around the car.
That's not what you just said,
He
right?
went on the passenger side, and the passenger mirror, and then the hood of the car, and that was it.
All right. Whole car isn't worth $3,200.
Yeah, it's worth $29,333. I got it right here in the blue book.
Okay. You still driving the car?
It's getting a new motor put in right now.
Well, maybe this will help pay for some of the motor. All right, now tell me about the computer.
Well, basically, yeah, my brother was there at the time. I put it on my credit card with him.
How much do you owe him for the computer, sir?
$500.
$500.
So he still owes you $500?
Yes, exactly.
Okay. And you can't dent his car, sir, in order to get your money. I'm giving him $1,500 for all the dents to his hood and the dents, because he's got bad dents to his hood where you lost your temper. No. You lost your temper, sir. Lost your temper. You were angry. You lost your temper. You got to pay for that. But from that, I'm taking away $500, which I'm awarding you on your counterclaim, which means I'm entering a judgment for the plaintiff, nothing on your counterclaim, because I'm setting it off the amount of $1,000. That's all.
Hello, I have a counterclaim.
This is case number 303 on the calendar in the matter of Macklin versus Nave. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats.
Mr. Macklin, it is your claim that the defendant bit off your ear, or a good piece of it,
Yes,
during the course of an assault.
correct.
The defendant says he was defending not only himself, but really his sister when this incident took place. Is that right?
Yes.
So let me try to put this into context as I understand your complaint. Mr. Macklin, you were having a get-together, a party at your house with some friends and acquaintances. Among the people that were there, according to what you tell me in your complaint, was the defendant's sister.
Correct.
Someone who you knew casually. So far, am I correct?
Correct.
Is this the sister?
Yes, it is.
At some point during the evening, according to you, this gentleman appeared at your door. You asked him what he wanted. He said who he was, and he said, I'm here to pick up my sister. And you told him to get out.
Correct.
And sometime later, this altercation took place.
Yes.
You also tell me in your complaint, sir, that you had noticed some shenanigans going on with some men going into the bathroom with the defendant's sister. You
Yes.
didn't know what was going on in there, but I assume that you thought it was something of a sexual nature. Is that right?
Yes.
Now, I am assuming that you saw that before he came to pick his sister up.
Yes.
Why did you close the door in his face when he came to pick up his sister?
Because he was demanding some money.
Well, tell me about that, sir.
His sister is a dancer, a stripper. So he was demanding money. She claims I promised her some money to come strip at my party.
Oh, well, you didn't put that in your complaint, sir. So there's a whole other piece to this story that neither of you put in your papers. Is she a dancer?
Not now, she is not.
Was she then?
I believe so, yes.
What do you mean you believe so?
I don't know everything she does.
What prompted you, sir, to go to the house to pick up your sister?
I was called, I was at a bar, I was called, she had been at a bar with him. I was invited to his house to an after party.
You said you were at a bar and you got a call.
Of
Who
an
did you
after
get
party.
a call from?
My sister.
And what did your sister say to you when she called you?
Her friend was having an after party, wanted to know if I wanted to come there.
So you didn't speak to him, you spoke to your sister.
No, I spoke to him, he answered the door, let me in.
No. Before you
Yeah.
got there, listen to me very carefully. And if you don't tell me the truth about everything, you see, you're going to be tripping over your tie that you're not wearing. So I just want you to pay careful attention to me. When you got to the house, you hadn't spoken to him. You spoke to your sister who said, come over to this after party.
Yes, ma'am.
So you weren't going there to pick up your sister. You were going there because you had been invited to a party.
Yes.
Now, you said that when you got there, you could tell she was upset about something. When did you see her? When he opened the door?
Yeah,
And what made you think she was upset about something?
I could just tell. It's my sister, I can tell.
So he closed the door.
No, he let me in.
Oh, he did?
Yes, I had a big stack of CDs. I came in, had drinks, was there for probably an hour or so. I had CDs, was playing music, having a good old time for a while.
And then what happened?
Him and his friends wanted to start acting crazy, try to jump me, threw me through a coffee table.
Why do you think they did that after an hour?
I have no idea. I don't know them.
Just a second. Did he come into the house, Mr. Macklin?
Yes, he did.
All right. So you closed the door, told him to leave, but when did he come back?
It started with, I had this after party, I had friends. He was not invited to my house. His sister was. He barged into my house and assaulted me. He didn't get thrown through a coffee table. He threw one of my friends through a coffee table.
I thought you said you closed the door and told him to leave.
That's after he demanded money. He demanded money because he said...
So he was in the house already?
Yes.
Can I say something?
Just a second. Tell me what he said when he demanded money.
He says, you owe my sister $100. I said, this is my house, you can leave. Get out.
And what happened?
He left.
And then what happened?
Well, I was in my room looking on the computer with my witness, Janet, and all of a sudden I heard a loud crash. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Next thing you know, him and a bunch of his buddies are in my bedroom beating me up. You know, he'd come crashing through with a bunch of his buddies. They were beating me up.
Crashing through where?
They crashed through my bedroom. I was in my bedroom. You know, I was in my bedroom with her on the computer. And all of a sudden, all these guys just come rushing in.
You mean you're having a party with somebody who may or may not have been a dancer, and you got a whole bunch of people there having a good time, dancing, drinking, having fun, and you're inside on your computer in your bedroom?
Correct. Yes, we were in my bedroom on the internet, yes. So, you know, I didn't know what the heck was going on. I'd never seen this guy before in my life. Never seen him before in my life. So I picked up a gun. They were like, he's got a gun, he's got a gun. So they went running outside. as I ran outside, and as they was running, they were crashing my house. I walked out my living room. It was just a shambles, you know. So I walked outside, went into the courtroom, down the stairs to get a license plate number, and all of a sudden, me and him got into a confrontation.
And what happens when you got into a confrontation?
We got into a confrontation. We started fighting. We went down to the ground, and we were rolling around.
And that's when you got your ear bitten?
Correct.
Okay. And where was the gun at that time?
Oh, it was in the house. I mean, it didn't even have a clipping or anything like that.
I don't care whether it had a clip or not. You're telling me that you put the gun back inside when you went outside?
Oh, yes. I mean,
oh, yes. Okay. Yes. Go ahead. Now, let me hear you.
We was there partying and got in a big fight. I got through a coffee table.
What did you get into a fight about?
I don't really even know. They was all mad at her or something. I don't even know. I don't like to get involved in her affairs. But I was just there. I was just there to have a good time, party. The bars were closed, so I stopped by, you know, to have a couple drinks. It was still a little early. Well, I get through a coffee table. I was jumped up. I had a whole bunch of CDs, a book that holds about 100 CDs that I had brought with me to play some music. I was grabbing that. While I was grabbing that, he was grabbing his gun from in between the mattresses. I take off running. I'm jumping down flights of stairs. I'm not even running down the stairs. I'm jumping down them. I lose, you know, about 15 CDs. I'm trying to shove them back in the book. At this time, she yells, "Gun." So I thought he was coming at me with the gun. I took off running, ran around the building, which I was parked right in the front. I was so, you know, drunk and scared. I ran around the building. When I ran back, he met me. You know, he chased me outside. I don't know if he had the gun or not. It was dark. He came up to me and goes, "I have no problem with you," and hit me. When he did that, I had to do what I had to do. And I don't know what made me think to bite his ear off. All I knew is he had a gun.
I did not chase him with a gun. It was in my house. These guys, he came with a bunch of buddies.
He chased me outside, though.
Just a second. Step up. Tell me your first name.
Jenny.
What were you doing there, Jenny?
I just went there to just go chill after party.
After what party?
It was an after-bar party.
What were you doing in the bathroom with these guys?
I was in no bathroom with no guys. I was standing in the kitchen when my brother got there.
What do you do professionally?
Right now, I stay home with my child.
Okay. Before you stayed home with your child, did you do any professional dancing?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He was drunk. You were drunk. I have no idea about her. That's what happens when you get drunk. What do you want from me?
And later today.
How much was the ring?
$2,700, $2,500.
I'm trying to resolve this, Mr. Lupo. I don't want you to think that this is an interview for The Sopranos. Do you understand?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Vincent Macklin says Joshua Nave crashed his party, started a fight, and bit off part of his ear.
Go ahead.
Can I show you this? It says right here, it's a police report where he says the victim stated, which is him, that he was very drunk. And the incident would not have happened if he wasn't so drunk.
So were you.
No, I was not that drunk.
You just a second. You just told me.
I said I had been drinking.
No. That's not what you said.
Okay.
That's not what you said. You said you ran outside. You ran the wrong way because you were drunk and scared.
I was scared, yeah.
No. You said drunk and scared is what you said. He was drunk. You were drunk. I have no idea about her. That's what happens when you get drunk. What do you want from me? What do you want from me? That's what happens when you have a wild drinking party at your house.
But I was at my house.
I don't care if you were in your house.
He came to my house with his buddies and jumped me.
No.
He's not saying that his buddies were there.
Listen to me. You let him into your house. You may not have liked what happened once he was there. I don't know what was going on. Everybody was drinking, brawling. Everybody was, who knows what they were doing in the bathroom, in the kitchen.
Party.
Listen to me, sir. You let him into your house. You had too much to drink. He had too much to drink. You picked up a gun, licensed, I'm sure. Is that right?
Yes, the police officers have all this on record.
Good. He takes off. You take off after him. He doesn't know whether you still have the gun. Confront each other according to you. And the fight was on.
He's not telling a vital part. He had a bunch of buddies with him. He brought a whole gang of guys
Listen to
that
me,
started
sir.
ruining my house. He didn't get thrown through. He threw my buddy through a table.
You just told me you ran out after him to get a license plate.
Because they...
That's what you told me.
Yes.
And you had already, in your bedroom, picked up a gun. He was fleeing. You had not been injured up until that point. Is that correct?
The gun never left the house. He brought a gang of people into my house. If someone comes to your house and invades your house...
Mr. Macklin, call the police.
I couldn't. They were beating me up. They were beating me up, and they threw a friend of mine through a glass coffee table.
Listen, Mr. Macklin, I wasn't born yesterday, sir. You just told me 2 seconds ago that you were inside with this young lady in your bedroom playing on the computer,
Correct.
on the internet.
Correct.
In the same moment that you were playing on the computer on the internet, you go into your bedroom, you call the police, and you say, a group of people have just invaded my house.
That's not the way it happened. He came crashing through the bedroom. He came through with his buddies and started beating me up.
You're going to have an answer for everything. You're not going to have an answer for me. If you allow a drunken brawl to get going in your house, and then later you have a fight with him, and you get the worst of the fight because he bites you during the course of the fight, what do you want from me?
That's not what happened.
Goodbye. The case is dismissed. Next time, make sure that you don't invite people who you don't know to your house.
Parties are excused, Miss. Step out.
I've suffered. I've half my ear bitten off.
I don't feel it's right that I bit his ear off, but I don't feel it's right that they can jump me and pull a gun on me.
I have doctor's bill. I have cosmetic surgery that needs to be done.
I was scared. I had to do what I had to do.
You know, I just need to be careful on who I invite over my house from now on.
I just can't believe my family is disgusting like that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of De La Fey versus Andrade, step forward, please.
20-year-old salesperson Vonica De La Fey is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old warehouse worker Cesar Andrade, for the cost to furnish an apartment and for breaking the lease. Cesar says she kicked him out and he's not paying.
Miss De La Fey, it is your claim that you rented an apartment in your name, but it was for the defendant, who was then your boyfriend. You were not living there, but because he didn't have credit or some other such nonsense reason, you signed the lease on the apartment. And in addition, since the apartment had to be furnished, you furnished the apartment using your credit card. But you were not living there, you were living with your mother. Is this your mother?
That's correct.
But then, one day, after about 3 months, you just happened to be there. Got into a big argument with him, a fight, and the police were called. And you had the police put him out of the apartment.
That's correct.
They told him to leave.
That's correct.
You stayed in the apartment.
After he...
You stayed in the apartment.
After he officially moved out, they told him to leave, but he did come back occasionally because he had nowhere to stay.
You called the police and told them to put him out of the apartment.
To ask him to leave.
Right. And they did. Put your hand down. Ultimately, he moved out totally. You want him to pay for the rest of the rent on the apartment and all the furniture, even though you have the furniture.
But I'm only asking for half. I have the furniture, but I'm asking for half.
Right. You want him to pay for half the furniture that you have. Now, after he moved out of the apartment, you did move into the apartment.
That's correct.
And according to you, and stay there for the remainder of the lease.
I did not stay in the apartment. I had my belongings, but I lived in Burbank. I went to school in Burbank, and I got a job in Burbank. So from Palmdale to Burbank, I did not always travel. I would stay there once in a while so that way people wouldn't think it's a vacant apartment.
Let me explain something to you. The moment you called the police and had the police remove him,
Actually,
instead, does it look like you're losing? If it doesn't look like you're losing, then you're supposed to be quiet.
All right.
Because nothing that you have to tell me at this point would be quite as interesting as what I have to say to you. So if you listen, open up your ears. When you called the police and had him removed from the apartment, instead of you getting into your car and going home,
it was 2 o'clock in the morning.
I don't care if it was 2 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning or 4 o'clock in the morning. You get in your car and you go home. You didn't even have to have the police come. You just get in your car and go home.
He left in the morning, but he did not move out of the apartment. He left but did not move
madam,
out.
You treated it as if it was your apartment.
I furnished it for him. He was my boyfriend.
Good, then you pay for it.
Him.
Then you
but
pay
he
for
should
it.
pay for half of it.
No way. He doesn't have half the furniture.
It doesn't matter if he doesn't. I didn't want any of this stuff. This apartment was for him and his daughter. I have pictures. He played on my sympathy.
Let me explain something to you, madam.
Oh, what?
Let me explain. He might have. You have all the furniture.
He can have it. I don't want it. I have it because he left the apartment. I do not
You
want
have
it.
all the furniture. You're suing him for money.
Right.
No, for money.
Right.
And I'm telling you, you have the furniture. He doesn't have anything. He was told to move out by you of an apartment that you say you really was just on paper.
I didn't tell him to move out, to leave for that night. I did not tell him to move out. I did not tell him to move out. The sheriff said for him to leave in the morning but not move out. He still had his belongings there. He still lived there. Eventually, he just left.
Where's all the furniture now?
In my mom's garage.
I don't believe you. The case is dismissed. That's all.
Now, this case.
Your lawsuit's dismissed.
Not on the calendar in the matter of Kitchen versus Johnson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats.
How old are you?
21.
And you?
I'm not. I'm 20.
You're too young to be living together. Do you know that?
Yes.
I read these papers and it's sort of like you were playing in a playpen, like 2 3-year-olds. Didn't you ever learn about working and playing well with others?
Yes.
How long were you living together?
In our apartment, we were living together for almost a year, but before that, we lived together for a year and a half.
All right. Now you tell me what date it is that you had this big fight.
It was February 23rd, 2002.
And you were living together, still living together at the time.
Yes.
And you were angry with him.
Yes, I was angry with
You
him.
were angry. Tell me why you were angry, Miss Kitchen.
I was angry with him because he came home around 7 a.m. in the morning and woke me and my brother up arguing with me.
So what did you do because you were angry? What did you do to his clothes?
After we got into an argument, I took his clothes out the closet and I told him he needs to move out.
You took his clothes out of the closet, Miss Kitchen, and what did you do with his clothes? Just be careful what you tell me. Took his clothes out of the closet, and where did you throw them?
I threw them on the floor.
Did you throw any of them outside?
Yes, I did.
Yes, of course you did. And so he got angry.
Yes.
And he said to you, pick up my clothes and put them back. Is that what you said?
Correct.
And you said?
No.
And he said, if you don't pick up my clothes, I'm going to take
Your stereo and throw them over the balcony.
And you didn't pick up his...
I didn't pick up his clothes.
And you did what?
Well, I kept the radio. She went and got some bleach to pour on my clothes while they was on the balcony.
So she went into a different room to get bleach.
The kitchen.
Show me how big the jar of bleach was.
It was this big.
Big jar.
Big jar.
And you said, you don't put down my radio, I'm going to put what on your clothes?
Bleach.
Shh, please. I love this story. It gets a lot better.
It's fun so far.
Gets a lot better. Anyway, you got the bottle of bleach out of her hand.
No, she put the bleach down. I picked it up. She ran in the room and got my glasses.
She put the bottle of bleach down, got your
Gucci
fancy
glasses.
Fancy Gucci glasses.
Right.
You picked up the bleach.
Right.
What was she going to do with your glasses?
She said, I'm going to break them. I twist off the bottle of the bleach. I said, if you break those glasses, I will pour this on your side of the closet.
And what did she do?
She broke it, and I poured it on her side of the closet. But before all this, she done bit me up, scratched me, before she grabbed my clothes.
Before?
Before. Before she even grabbed my clothes, because I was trying to stand in front of the closet, she started scratching and biting me. Her brother was trying to pull her off of me, but while he was pulling, she still had a lock on me. She was like locked like a rock wallet.
What was she so mad about, Mr. Johnson?
She was all kinds of things that she wanted. She didn't want me to have no other girls, and that she was going to mess up my face so nobody else would want me or something like that. So she was trying to scar me up.
Okay, so now she broke your glasses.
Word.
But before that, she had already scratched you up.
Yeah.
She was furious.
Yeah, her brother was trying to hold her back and telling her to quit and calm down.
Because she was angry.
And he
She's
wrote
got a
that
bad
in the
temper.
incident report.
Even with that sweet voice, she has a bad temper.
Word.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Okay, so you poured bleach all over her clothes.
All over it.
And she broke your glasses and scratched you.
She broke my glasses first, and then I poured it over her closet.
But before that, she had scratched
She had scratched me and bit me.
Okay. Now then, clothes are bleached, you're scratched and bleeding, your glasses are broken. Somehow you get outside.
Yeah, she's just, when I poured the bleach, she just started crying and breaking down like she had lost her best friend. I grabbed my clothes and tried to put them in my trunk. I ran downstairs.
Okay. And when you got down to the car, what did you see?
She was telling her brother that she had called the police and to talk to the police while she come and chase after me. And I was putting things in the trunk, and she got in my car, and she was scratching my car. She hit my car. She was pulling all the CDs out my car. When the police pulled up, she was in my car.
No. And then she got arrested.
She got arrested. She asked the police.
You have the police report?
No, word. Yes, 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 I do.
May I see it, please?
And that's her brother's statement.
Just a minute, I'm
The
reading
only
everything.
witness.
I'm reading everything.
And I have pictures of the bruises.
I'd like to see those too.
There you go. All right. And I got glasses.
Can I tell my side of the story now?
Yeah.
Okay, that is not what happened. Tristan came home at 7 in the morning and woke me up. And
I heard that already.
We started yelling and arguing. He snatched my stereo out the wall and tried to throw it over the balcony. I told him that if he threw the stereo, I was going to bleach his clothes. He dropped my stereo and ran in the room. He picked up the bleach and ran in the room and had the bleach over my clothes. I told him that if he bleached my clothes, I was going to break his glasses. He poured bleach all over my clothes, then I broke his glasses. I fell to the ground and started screaming and hollering, and I told my brother to go call the police. He grabbed my purse and picked up his clothes and ran downstairs. I ran downstairs after him, and I grabbed his cell phone. So I told him I'll give him his cell phone if he gave me my purse. I gave him his cell phone, he gave me my purse. I stood by the car, and I wouldn't let him get into the car. So
your daughter?
Yes. So we stood by the car waiting for the police. He pushed me into
You
his
owe me for
rearview
listening
mirror.
to this, right? You owe me. Go ahead.
He pushed me. He pushed me into his rearview mirror. That's how his rearview mirror broke. I didn't have no keys in my hand, so I did not key his car like he said I did.
You kept telling your sister to calm down, right?
Yes.
But she was out of control.
Well, she has a reason.
She was out of control.
Yes.
You didn't tell him to calm down, right?
Well, I was...
No. You didn't tell him to calm down. You were telling your sister to calm down. Is that right?
Right.
Right. Uh-huh.
Well, I was...
I didn't ask you anything else.
All right. Can I ask you a question?
No. I ask questions.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You can't bite people. That's not nice.
He kept on pushing me down on the bed. That's why I bit
You
him.
can't bite people because you were acting like a nut.
And later today,
Brother smashes rental car that sister leased for him as a favor. Brother's answer is, duh.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nicole Kitchen says ex-boyfriend Tristan Johnson bleached her clothes in anger. Tristan says it was in retaliation for breaking his Gucci sunglasses.
Let me read you what you told the police. Your name is Carthan?
Yes.
She was yelling, your sister was yelling at him to get out of the house.
Yes.
She was saying he hasn't paid all of the rent.
Right.
Oh, sorry. She told him to go to his girlfriend's house. He cheated on her, and that's why they broke up. They argued for at least 45 minutes. Then she, your sister, started throwing all of his clothes onto the balcony. He took her CD player and said, if my clothes go over, your CD player goes over. She was trying to get the CD player back from him. He was holding her back with his other arm. She bit him on the arm to get her CD player. She took the player and put it inside. He still wouldn't leave, so she grabbed bleach and threatened to pour the bleach on his clothes. He stopped her from doing it. He grabbed the bleach. My sister took his sunglasses and threatened to break them. He told her, you better not break those or I'll bleach your clothes. She snapped his glasses in half. Then he poured bleach on her clothes. Then I called the police.
Yes.
Word for word is what you told the police, which is exactly what he said.
Mm-hmm.
I think she bit him twice on the arm and the chest, but I'm not sure. How long were you in jail?
9.5 hours.
You can't bite people. That's not nice.
He kept on pushing me down on the bed. That's why I bit
you
him.
can't bite people because you were acting like a nut. You were acting kooky. You got mad. But you weren't terribly injured, right?
No, but I gotta wear these scars for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's not nice.
No, not at all.
Listen, You're each suing each other. You're suing because you say he has some of your property.
Yes.
And he poured bleach all over your clothes.
Yes.
He's counterclaiming because he says you broke his sunglasses, you assaulted him, you damaged some of his stuff, and each of you want $5,000 from the other. Do you think you behaved well that day?
No, I don't think I behaved well.
Do you think you behaved well that day?
I didn't put my hands on her.
You think you behaved
Besides the
appropriately?
bleach, no.
Well, but the bleach is a big thing.
Yes.
She threw your clothes down.
And it was
She
just
broke
raining
your
the next day,
glasses.
so my clothes was already a done deal.
Listen, she broke your glasses, you pick up your stuff, you leave the house until she cools off, and you haven't done anything to retaliate, because by retaliating, then you felt better, right? You thought you'd feel better.
No,
She
because
broke
of-
your glasses, so you were going to make yourself feel better by bleaching her clothes, right?
Right.
Well, that's what you did. So what do you want from me? You
Huh?
each got what you deserved. What do you want from me?
She went to my job and told them that I beat her up back in,
No.
that I choked her in the staff lounge back in January.
You have somebody from your job to testify to that?
I got the reason why I was terminated that
you
says
have
that.
somebody from your job to testify as to what she told them.
I just got the letter.
I don't read letters. Let's talk about the property.
Okay.
You each damaged the other's property. If you
Yeah.
think I'm going to value what you each damaged, you're absolutely nuts. You acted like 2 3-year-olds in a playground. So if I would do anything, I would award you 0, you 0, you 5,000, you 5,000. That would each give you 0. Choose whatever you like. Neither one of you were entitled to any money, and neither one of you were entitled to waste 1 minute more of my time. Goodbye.
Wait.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She didn't try to jump on me while we was on the road.
He's the one who came home and attacked me and got mad at me.
She didn't try to attack me at my job.
I had a new boyfriend, and my new boyfriend came to my apartment. That's why he got mad.
For all those people that thought I put my hands on her, I didn't.
A big fat man like him lied.
And now the
Married, never told me.
You know, I don't feel it was a betrayal just because I didn't tell her.
He stood up there and blatantly lied.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Green versus Fale Tegaloa, step forward.
Carpenter Reginald Green is suing his ex-girlfriend, security guard Loretta Fale Tagaloa, for the value of 2 cars and the value of his tools.
Mr. Green, it is your claim that the defendant is responsible for 2 automobiles that you owned. They were towed and later auctioned, and you believe it is her fault that happened. Is that right? You want to be compensated for the 2 cars.
As well as the tools that were in the cars at the particular time, yes.
Tell me why you believe it was the defendant's responsibility to safeguard your cars.
I was in a relationship with another individual before I met Loretta.
I want you to look at me.
I was in a relationship whereas it became volatile in that relationship, and I was incarcerated for a parole violation. I called Loretta. So right there from the start, I gave her the responsibility, or she took upon the responsibility.
No, I want you to tell me what you said to her.
I told her, I asked her, would she take care of the cars for me? She said, yes, no problems. I told her to give, I had 3 cars. I said, give 1 to my mom. 1 car she elected, to the British Sterling, she elected to give to her cousins for her to put it in her cousin's garage. The other car she was going to leave in front of her house in front of a residential neighborhood. Everything was fine. I got letters and statements here saying that the cars were fine in January. I was incarcerated October 5th. Then she went to Samoa, and I guess the cars got towed when she came back from Samoa in March.
Let me see the letter that she wrote to you in January.
There you go, sir.
And you went into prison in October.
Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Reginald Green says, while serving a 7-month prison sentence, ex-girlfriend Loretta Fale Tagaloa agreed to look after his vehicles. Reginald says when he got out, the cars had been impounded.
All right, would you show this to the defendant and ask her if she wrote this letter to the plaintiff?
Your Honor, I also have another letter that says...
Did you write that letter? Did you write that letter?
Yes.
I also have another letter, January 5th, that one's the 15th. She also says the car is okay.
Okay.
I have another letter here in November. She says, don't worry, I will look after your cars.
Let me see.
I will drive one, just plain because she doesn't know how to drive. So I've got wind that she had other people driving her to work. In the car, I talked to the man at the lien sales place. He said that the car was caught on the 6th.
Shh, don't tell me what anybody else said, sir.
Okay.
What kind of cars were these, sir?
a 1985 Dodge Lancer and 1987 British Sterling. And I have the Kelly Blue Books.
I'd like to see them, please.
Bill of sales here for that. Sir.
Okay, the value of both of these cars, according to this, is $3,200.
Okay, and the tools.
I'm not interested in your tools, sir. Should have taken the tools out of your car. There's nothing in here that says anything about tools. She says she'd take care of your cars.
Okay.
Okay, good. Now, what happened to his cars, madam?
His cars were parked. You know, the car street cleaning. See that car every morning is parked there. They can't move. So they towed the car.
You told him you would take care of his cars. You wrote him a letter. Don't worry, the cars are okay.
The car didn't get towed until March.
So?
When I came back from Samoa, my sister told me the car is being towed because she moved the car every day, but then the month of March, she didn't move it because she went for vacation.
That's your fault. If you take on the responsibility of watching somebody's property, that's your responsibility. You don't
I can't drive.
Then you shouldn't have said that I will take care of your property. Your defense is a lot of baloney. Your defense is they brought the cars over and you knew nothing about it. That's what you say.
Now,
shh. Speaking. You say, his cousin brought his cars over to where I was staying without my permission. Well, that's not true. Because in your letters to him, you say to him, don't worry, I'm taking care of your cars. Your cars are okay. I will look after your cars. What else you want to say?
My tools.
I'm not interested in your tools that were in the car, sir. Not for a second.
She knows that I'm a carpenter and I work as a carpenter. That's my occupation. And my tools, it stays in my car because when I go to work, I just take off with my tools in the
Green,
car.
do I look stupid to you? If you're going to jail, sir, and your cars are going to be sitting outside in the street, you're not a fool.
She took the tools out the car.
Listen to me. Oh, did you take the tools
No,
out of the car?
I did not take
Yes,
no
you did, because
tools
there was a
out of
bag.
no
There was a
car.
bag. There was my tool bag was in the car.
I
My
didn't take no
tools was in the
tools
car.
out of your car.
Okay. Do you have any proof she took the tool bag, the tools out of your car?
Doesn't have no proof.
I'm not speaking to you.
So
do you have any proof that she took the tools out of your car?
She told me that she would get the tools out the car, and she took them out the car and put them in her house.
Did you put his tools in your house?
Nope.
You say you complained
She's
that
lying, though. She said she promised me that she'll tell the truth, and she lying.
I'm going to read you the last line of your complaint, sir. I am suing the defendant in the amount of $5,000 for my cars and my tools that were inside of the cars. That's your signature, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the tools.
That's what you write.
The tools were inside of the car.
She's not responsible for that. You're responsible for
Oh, that doesn't increase the value of the cars? If the tools were inside?
No.
Okay, fine. Fine.
But the values of your cars together are $3,210. And that's your responsibility because you didn't do the right thing. Took on a job, you didn't do it. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,210. Thank you.
Yeah, this is case number 228 on the calendar in the matter of O'Connell versus Cruz. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. and Mrs. O'Connell, the defendant is your former daughter-in-law.
Correct.
Married to your son, and they had 3 children, according to your complaint. Is
Yes,
that right? You claim that you made a loan to her in order for her to be able to relocate, I assume after the divorce,
Yes, ma'am.
with 3 children.
Yes.
And she has not repaid that loan.
Yes.
And the defendant says that loan was no loan, but a gift. So we will get to that. And she has a cross complaint. I don't know what that's about, but I'm sure you'll explain it to me. Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Just a second. I have questions. Okay. At the time that you advanced this money to the defendant, where were you living?
The state of Florida.
And where was the defendant living?
State of Maryland.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding her moving from Maryland to Florida.
Mainly, Your Honor, is that she had called me up on a Sunday afternoon, practically in tears. She didn't know what to do. She was being evicted from the apartment that she was living in because she didn't have the monies for the rent.
When was that?
The beginning of August of 2000.
Okay.
She pretty much begged for our help. She didn't know what to do. Her own mother wouldn't sign a lease for her to make sure that the monies for the rent were paid each month because if Lisa failed to do that, the mother didn't want to be responsible.
How old were your 3 grandchildren at that time?
At the time...
4, 7, and 11.
And where was your son? In what state?
He was living in New York.
Okay, go ahead.
So she begged for our help. She didn't know what to do. She said she was going to have to go to a shelter or live in the car. She didn't have any money. Could we please help her? We discussed with her what we would be able to do.
Well, what did you say to her and what did she say to you?
We told her that we would advance her the monies to move down here. I would have an apartment rented for her, have to pay first, last, and security. I would have utilities established if I needed to pay a deposit, but that I did expect the monies back from her. We were not in a position to give her a gift. Okay, this was a loan only. I would even have a job secured for her in Florida, which I did, and as long as the utilities and the rent and the apartment was in my name, that I would make sure I would pretty much manage the monies coming in through her salary as well as her child support.
Is this what you discussed with her?
Yes, ma'am, to make sure that everything was paid for.
And what about your son? How come she was penniless in Maryland?
Well, she wasn't penniless, Your Honor. He was paying child support.
How much?
$328 every other week.
So he was paying $150 a week for the support of 3 children.
That's what they deemed necessary for him to pay.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a police officer. Your Honor, if I may, he had offered to pay more, but based upon his salary at the time that he got divorced, he was only told that he needed to pay $154.
I'm just trying to figure out how come she had absolutely no money. Now I understand why she had no money. Is your family in Maryland?
No, it is not.
Where's your family?
My family was in New York.
When you were living with your husband, were you living in New York or in Maryland?
In New York with my ex-husband.
So what did you move to Maryland for?
Maryland, I moved because I have friends there. I just wanted to start over with the kids in a better area.
Had you discussed that with your husband before you moved to Maryland?
With my ex-husband, I had never any contact once he left with the other woman. He never came back.
So he left you in New York?
He left me with the 3 kids, no money, an eviction notice, all the power.
So that's why you moved to Maryland?
Right.
Okay. Go ahead. So then she comes down to Florida.
So we advanced her the monies to come down to Florida.
How much in total did you advance her?
I advanced her a total of almost $9,000, which $2,400 was paid back, and that's where it stopped.
When did she stop making payments to you?
She stopped making payments through her ex-husband's child support in November
What do you
of
mean
2000.
through her ex-husband's child support? What does that mean?
What she was doing is turning over one of the child support checks to me as repayment for what I was advancing her.
Now, when they came down to Florida, your daughter-in-law and the 3 children, did you see them regularly?
Oh, yes, we saw them regularly.
That was a good
They were
thing.
a good part of their life.
And they still see them regularly?
No.
Yes, they do.
No, ma'am, we don't.
Yes,
No, ma'am, we don't.
September 8th, they took them to the movies and out to eat. Right after that, the week after, September 15th, my father-in-law took my 3 children to the library and got them library cards. Okay, they do see them. They
may
do.
not see them the way they like to see them, but it's good at least that
Yes,
they see them.
they
That's
do
a
see
good,
them.
That's a good thing.
After that was when I was served, and they have not seen the children, and that was their choice. Never mind. My children have nothing to do with what's going on between us.
Well, that's
the
very-
grandparents.
That's very good.
And they have not called to see them.
You should.
No, we did, Your Honor. That's not
She's not
entirely
living in
true.
the house.
The last time I called her up, I said, I want to establish grandfather night again. I want to be able to take those kids out every Monday like I used to do before. And her word was, I'll think about it.
Your Honor, I'm being charged for every Monday that they took them out.
No, we're not,
No.
Your Honor.
Yes, they are.
Just a second.
Yes,
What do you
I
mean?
am.
What do you mean
If
being
you
charged?
look at the suit that they're charging me for times where they took them out to eat, paper goods, a birthday cake, a birthday present they bought them.
Something must have happened.
They are
What-
jealous of my mom. I can tell you
What
the whole
happened?
story.
All right, because something must have happened to you, because here you have good people,
Yes, very good, and I love them to death for everything
good
they
people
did.
who try to do the right thing. You call up and you say, this is not going well. I'm prepared to come to Florida, but I don't have any money. These don't look like really rich people, right?
Correct.
Right. So it's not as if the money was free-flowing. You did it because you wanted your only 3 grandchildren to have some sort of stability and security. So far they're okay. And for a long time, they were an integral part of the kids' lives. What I want to know is what happened to
tell you.
change that?
What happened was I came down here first with the children.
To Florida.
To Florida. And everything, like she said, was fine. There was never a verbal agreement of you have to pay me back. It was, we are going to help you because we know that you're having a tough time with no child support from my ex-husband. When I came down, they had everything prepared, which turned out to be a lie.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Claire and Brian O'Connell are suing their former daughter-in-law, Lysandra Cruz, for a loan to move. The O'Connells say Lysandra is keeping them from seeing their grandchildren.
Go ahead. The apartment that supposedly I have proof here that I paid the security and I paid the first month October rent and every rent after that. Once I got here, I took over all the bills, paying them, which I have every receipt and every proof that I have paid every single bill that was under her name.
Were you working?
Yes.
Was it a job that your mother-in-law had found for you?
Yes.
What kind of job?
It is a computer analyst for a bank.
Great.
Yeah.
And who takes care of the children? Who was
They
taking
go
care
to
of
the
children?
YMCA after-school program.
Wonderful. Go ahead.
Okay. So everything was going okay. What started happening was she started meeting me every payday after work and made sure that I went to the bank with her and everything was paid like a little child. It was like a controlling thing started happening.
What was paid?
The phone bill, the light bill, the rent, everything, which I kept saying to her, I can do on my own. I am not a child. I know how to do this. She had the key to the house. She would come into the apartment while I was sleeping. She would come in while I was at work because neighbors would tell me, what was your mother-in-law doing in your apartment while you're working? Started getting very scary. I started calling my mother and telling her, Ma, this is really bad. They have total control of me. I cannot take this. I need help. The whole thing started was she wanted the family together in Florida because they wanted to grow up with the grandchildren.
I think that's
and
great.
everybody be together. That's what happened. Once my mother came down to Florida, she was going to stay with me until she found an apartment and a job. Well, this is where everything happened, where she got very jealous. My mother-in-law, Claire, wanted me to charge my mother $300 a week for my mom to stay with me, which I refused. I said, this is my mother. I cannot charge my mother for staying with me. There is absolutely no way I could do it. She came to the house, confronted me in front of my mom, and said, speak up now, wanted me to tell my mother that she had to pay me to stay, plus the money was going to go to her, not me, even though I was paying the rent.
You mean to pay off this loan?
Supposedly what I owed her. It started all out of jealousy, ma'am. All out of jealousy, Your Honor. And it shouldn't have been this way because I love them equally.
Oh, all terrible. All very sad. Are you working?
Yes, I am.
You live with your daughter and your 3 grandchildren, or do you have your own place?
I have my own place,
Now.
and now she's living with me. And the
Stand
2
up.
children. Sorry.
So you left the apartment that your mother-in-law
I was
originally
thrown
found,
out.
and you moved into a new place with your mom.
I was thrown
When
out.
did you do that?
We left the
In
apartment
August.
in August.
Sounds to me like you are a very responsible, caring gal,
Very.
and hopefully not let this interfere with your children having wonderful relationships with both of their sets of grandparents. So that's wonderful. And Mr. and Mrs. O'Connell, I think that you're lovely people.
Yes, but it's not entirely true what she says,
It's
Your
not
Honor.
true what she says, Your Honor.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Miss Cruz, by her own statements, doesn't deny that she owes you some more money, that this was not a gift. Because if she was paying you back, then it's clear to me that it was the understanding between the two of you that the money that you advanced her would be returned when she could.
All right.
It's one of those unusual cases where you all sound like absolutely lovely people, and I'm not going to look at all of your bills and everything else, and I'm going to tell you why, Mr. and Mrs. O'Connell, because I don't want you to say or do anything that will permanently alter the relationship that you have with your daughter-in-law. And you really have to make an arrangement so that they can see the kids
They
sort of
do.
regularly, and shouldn't allow this thing
You know,
here.
they do. What I am mostly afraid of, the last time they took my children, my daughter Jessica came back hysterical crying because as kids they do ask, Grandma, Grandpa, can you buy me this, can you buy me that? She asked them to buy her a sweater. Claire said, I will not buy your sweater because your mother gets child support. Now, how can you tell a child that? My daughter came back hysterical crying. I am totally afraid for them to go with them.
They're not going to say that anymore. If they said it, maybe they need a reality check.
Your Honor, I said, excuse me, Jesse, I love you very much, but Grandma is all spent out. Okay, all these times when Daddy wasn't sending the checks, Grandpa and I were paying for everything. I said, we don't have
How
any
old
more
is this
money.
child? How
She's
old
8
is-
years old, and I said, Jesse, I said, now your mommy is getting all of your daddy's child support,
Which
the
I am
current
not.
plus the back child support. I wish I could,
Miss
Jesse.
O'Connell, that is not a discussion that you have with an 8-year-old. Children should never, ever be involved with the finances in a family. Children, all they hear is, there's friction in my family, it's all over money,
Children
my
should
daddy.
never be heard then. The children.
Right. You're absolutely right. So even though you started out with, I love you very much, you did something very hurtful. Don't show me anything yet.
May I say one thing, Your Honor?
I'm not finished with
I'm
her.
sorry.
So sometimes adults don't always do the right thing either.
This is what I'm saying. I'm very afraid.
They're not going to do it anymore. Promise?
Promise.
Promise?
Definitely promise, Your Honor.
Promise.
I love them to death. I love my
Promise.
grandchildren so much.
Maybe they didn't realize that it was hurtful to her, but they really have to have sort of a regular.
Yes.
You have any
I
problem
agree.
with that?
I know, I totally agree. I never did have a problem. They've always had the right to see, like I said, the kids. I never put the kids in the middle.
Good. My understanding is that the children are not living with Lisa's mother any
They are
longer.
living with my mother.
Well, do you live with your mother?
Yes.
What makes you think not?
My son, when he came down for a visit, he went over there and says that Lisa is getting another apartment somewhere. She's been saving the child support money to get an apartment.
Listen to me. There ain't that much to save.
Thank you.
She's not becoming rich
No one
on the
said she's
amount of
becoming
child support that your son is sending to her. Believe me. Listen to me, folks. These children are the innocents. And whatever other agendas everybody has, you have to make sure that the innocents aren't made to feel any worse. Here, they had a wonderful relationship with you. All of a sudden, that's taken away from them because of a dispute amongst adults having nothing to do with them. So these children, if you want them to grow up emotionally secure, you better stop the bickering. Now, Miss Cruz, you owe the O'Connells some money, okay? Because I find that this was not a gift, but it was a loan that they made to you as you could repay them. Now I'm going to hear your counterclaim. Let me hear it.
Your Honor, first of all, I gave in my car when I first moved to Florida in order to get another car. Because of my divorce with my ex-husband and loans that he had, my credit history is no good. They, in turn, say, we will put the car under our name and you make all the payments. Well, Your Honor, that's exactly what I did. Now, when they turned around and got angry with my mom for the jealousy bit with the grandma thing, they went and they stole the car. We went outside and the car was gone.
Okay, you took it back. When did you take it back?
Okay, we took it back August 1st of this year, and the reason that we took it back, Your Honor, is because she had said to my husband, I don't want anything to do with you, I'm not paying you any more monies, leave me alone, don't have anything to do with me.
So you acknowledge that she had made all the payments on this car?
All the payments except for one, Your
No,
Honor.
every
She
single
made all the
payment.
payments except for one.
For virtually all the payments on this car. Is that right?
Correct.
So the reason you took it back is because she said to you, I'm not giving you any more money.
Exactly.
What did you do with the car?
We have it, we're using it.
Did that leave her without a car?
Yes, it did leave her without a car.
Why would you do that?
Because she said to me she's not giving us any more money, she's not making any more payments to us.
So you took back the car?
Yes.
As payment for this loan?
No, Your Honor.
Separate.
No,
Oh.
Your Honor, it's separate.
No, Your
Okay.
Honor, they
No,
took
no, it's not separate.
Yes, it is, Your Honor. She had abused privileges that I gave her. She was ruining my credit with
Never.
FPL. She
Your
ruined,
Honor, I have
she
all
ruined
No,
my
I'm
credit.
talking about car.
Okay.
Car.
Nope.
Car. How much did you invest in the car in total?
$3,000, Your Honor. And
No,
every
Your Honor,
single
that's
thing
not
is here.
true.
Yes,
That's
it
not
is.
true, Your Honor.
Every money order's here. You can
Your
count
Honor,
it
that's not true,
yourself.
Your Honor.
You can count it yourself, Your Honor.
That's not true.
Well, how
loan
much,
this, Your
let me
Honor?
ask you this question. How much money do you say that she has paid into the car?
Okay, $231 for 9 payments. So she used the car in June and hasn't paid me money
You
for
kept
that.
that money.
No. Don't fight, please. I didn't want there to be any fighting. You also include your insurance in
Yes,
that bill.
that's
I'm just
not
talking about the car payments.
And that's not counting my car that I gave in, the 1994 Taurus.
And how much did you get for that?
$400 they put towards the bill of the car.
Okay. So all this started a whole bunch of problems All started because you say your mother-in-law, they got jealous. She wanted you to charge your mother rent in order to pay her back faster. You said no. They got annoyed. To make a long story short, you've paid in $2,079 on the car. In addition, $400 you got as a trade-in for your old car. You had the use of this car, but you took this car back sort of in partial payment of whatever debt she owed you. So I'm deducting that from the cost of the $5,000. And I want to tell you something else. I think that you're not being terribly smart, the O'Connells. If Miss Cruz is saying what she means, which is she cares for you both, and that she's really very sorry for all of these bad things that happened between the two of you, and these are your only 3 grandchildren, I would, as my grandson would say, suck it up. Because I think you're making a big mistake for taking this any further. In any event, I find that she does not owe you the $5,000 that you're requesting. I am doing a set-off with the counterclaim. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,571. That is it.
We're also suing for our computer, Your Honor, which she has that we want back.
They gave that to their grandson.
Goodbye.
You may step out.
23-year-old teacher Fernando Medrano is suing the mother of his child, 29-year-old store manager Florangel Reynoso, for the cost of a TV, a VCR, a trip to Florida, and a loan to fix her car. Florangel is countersuing for the cost of furniture and the cost of a bed for their son.
Come to order. All rise. Now, this is case number 292 on the calendar in the matter of Medrano versus Reynoso.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Mr. Medrano, according to the complaint that I have read, the defendant was your girlfriend. You were together for about 1.5 years, and you have a child together. Is that right?
That's accurate.
How old is your child?
He's 3.
You claim that you made a series of small loans to the defendant, and in addition, she owes you for a VCR and television set or something that you put on your credit card. There was an agreement for her to pay you back. She paid you some, didn't pay the rest. You want the rest. The entire sum that she owes you, according to you, is $500. Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defendant has a counterclaim, which I quite frankly don't understand. You'll explain it to me. All right, so tell me about these loans, sir. When did you make them and what were they for?
Well, there was $189 that was towards a trip to Florida that I had given her in cash. There was another $150 that fixed the car. There was something wrong with the brakes. And there was another $150 that she didn't pay me, refused to pay me for the TV and VCR that I had purchased for her on my credit card.
Oh. 189 trip to Florida. When was that?
That was approximately in July of last year.
Tell me about that.
Well, she said she wanted to go to Florida.
Were you living together at the time?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have a joint checking account?
No.
You kept your money separate?
Definitely.
Who paid the rent?
She did.
Whose apartment was it?
It was hers.
Was it furnished when you moved in?
Yes, Your Honor.
So it was her furniture?
Yes.
Who paid the gas and electric?
Yes.
Who?
She did.
What did you pay for?
Well, different things such as the car and expenses, different things.
Well, so far I got the car.
Yeah. Basically the car, Your Honor. To tell you the truth, I maintained it and things like that.
Who bought the car?
It was her car.
You paid for the gas?
Mm-hmm.
You paid for the insurance?
No.
She paid for the insurance?
Yes.
So you paid for the gas. What else did you pay for?
There were repairs on the...
Well, the repairs, sir, you wanted to pay you back for $150. That was the second loan that you say you made to her.
There was more than one repair. Obviously, a car, needs repairs.
Oh, that was your capital
maintenance.
contribution, taking care of the car, is that right? To this household?
Yes.
Perfect. Take care of it. So I just knocked out your car repair loan. So let me hear about the trip to Florida. She wanted to go to Florida and?
And she spoke to me about it and...
What did she say to you and what did you say to her?
She said, well, I want to go to Florida and I think that you should pay for it. And I was like, you know what? I was like, fine, that's great.
Great. So we just knock off the trip to Florida.
Yeah.
And I think you should pay for it too.
That's great, but
Good. Okay, that's great. Wonderful. Perfect. Now, $150 was for what?
It was for
VCR.
the television VCR.
And how much was the whole television VCR?
$439. However, we agreed that she would give me $500.
Why is that?
That's what she agreed. I didn't ask her for it.
So she agreed to give you a tip.
if you want to say that, yeah, if you'd like to say that.
$60. Okay. How much is left to pay on the TV VCR?
Approximately 150.
Show me. You kept the VCR, Miss Reynoso, is that right?
Yes.
And the TV?
Yes.
We'll get to you in a second. Oh. And you made some payments on this, is that right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Tell me, how come you stopped paying?
Well, he has a court order to pay me child support, which he hasn't done in a year.
Inaccurate.
When did you start paying child support, sir?
She had it on ever since I could remember, to be honest with you.
What do you mean, ever since?
Since the 3 years, if I'm not mistaken, about 3 years.
You mean while you were living together, you were paying child support?
I was trying to, because I just graduated school and everything. Well,
I don't care trying. I want to know when you started to pay child support, sir.
I can't give you an exact date, Your Honor.
How much child support do you pay?
It's $60 a week, and I was paying that in sporadic payments because I was also paying for school.
So is it fair to say that you didn't make all your child support payments?
Yes.
Was it fair to say that, let's say you missed 3 payments?
More than that, Your Honor.
More than that?
Yes.
At least $150 worth of payments?
Yes. But the entire thing was, I was going to take the money and send it back to her. So she would receive the money, and it would bring down the arrears that I'm currently in.
When were you going to do that?
When I received the money.
And where were you going to get the money from?
From her.
For what?
For the $150 that she owed me. And
get a life. I have no idea what precipitated your bringing this lawsuit, sir. No idea at all. Somebody that owes a substantial amount of money in child support doesn't futz around with $150 that's owed on a TV VCR. You know, you'd find a rock to crawl under someplace, but you don't come out in the open and go into a court to sue for $150 to fix a car that was your sole responsibility while you lived together, $189 for a Florida trip that was clearly a gift when you made it to her.
She spent with her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, I should say.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Fernando Medrano says the mother of his child, Florangel Reynoso, owes for a series of loans. Florangel says Fernando hasn't paid child support in over a year.
All right. Now, Ms. Reynoso, I'm going to hear about your counterclaim now. What's your counterclaim for?
$2,400.
For what?
When we were living together, we made an agreement that we were going to get new furniture. So I had asked him if it was a good time. My cousin wanted to buy the furniture off me, and if it was a good time to sell it to her. And I asked him quite a few times, and I said, "Are you sure you're going to get me new furniture?" And he said yes. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. That never happened. He left in August, and my living room was empty. I had no furniture.
Get it back from your cousin. What else?
Then I asked him a week ago, 2 weeks ago, to get his son a bed because he's getting too big for the crib, and he refused.
So that's not a lawsuit. You asked him to get a bed, he said no. That's not a lawsuit. What's next?
And that was it. And just clothes that I bought for Jaden since he doesn't help me in anything. But that was it.
Okay, so you know that that's all nonsense. Perfect. So I don't even have to address the fact that your counterclaim is nonsense. And I don't have to address the fact that your claim is nonsense. So your claim is nonsense, you get nothing, you get nothing. What you do get from me is a lecture. How old are you?
29.
And you?
23.
You have one child?
Yes.
How many children do you have?
Just one.
What kind of work do you do?
Substitute teacher.
Do you have a permanent teaching license?
No, that's not my field.
What's your field?
Criminal justice.
Shh. What do you want to do with a criminal justice degree?
I'm interested in going to law school. However, that's not in my reach, in my grasp right now. Trying to get finances together.
Who do you live with now?
I live with my mother.
No, you don't. Not all the time. I say that because there was a slight pause in your answer. I live with my mother. People who live with their mother say, I live at home. Is that your friend?
Long-time friend.
Good. Even he knows you don't live with your mother. Mr. Medrano, you make a baby, you have to support that child.
I agree.
And you can't say, I have things to pay for, I have school, I have other things. If you're a substitute teacher, that means when you're not substitute teaching, you have time. You can do a lot of things. You drive a taxi cab, you drive a livery, you do something to make money.
That's not what I graduated college for.
Oh, sir, I understand that. People do things that they don't necessarily enjoy doing and that they're not necessarily trained to do or aspire to do in the future when they have responsibilities. You created a responsibility And if no other family court judge has said this to you directly, I'm going to tell you that it is unfair and irresponsible, and long-term is going to be the worst mistake you ever made by not treating the responsibility two of you created as the most important responsibility you have right now. I have worked a lot of jobs that I wasn't trained to do because I had a family to take care of. My husband, for sure, did a lot of jobs because he had children to take care of. Part-time, nights, weekends. Because when you make children, it's your responsibility to see to it that they want for nothing. So grow up and get your act together. Your claim is dismissed, as is your counterclaim. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Her suit was frivolous.
I thought the whole thing was ridiculous and we could have settled it at home.
People do anything, you know, to try to make you look bad and try to get money that they don't really deserve.
People should be responsible, and it's true. When
तो दोस्तों कैसे हैं आप सब। मैं आज आपको बताऊंगा कि फिल्मोरा पे वीडियो एडिटिंग कैसे की जाती है। सबसे पहले आपको फिल्मोरा को डाउनलोड कर लेना है। डाउनलोड करने के बाद आपको इस तरीके से कुछ दिखेगा। उसके बाद आपको जो बीच में प्लस का आइकन आ रहा है, यहाँ से आपको वीडियो डाउनलोड कर लेनी है। मैं आपको दिखाता हूँ किस तरह से आपको वीडियो डाउनलोड करनी है। आपको ये वाला जो दिख रहा है, इस पर जैसे ही आप क्लिक करेंगे इससे आपका फोल्डर खुल जाएगा। तो इससे आपको देखना है जहाँ आपकी वीडियो पड़ी है, आपको वहाँ पे जाना है। मेरी वीडियो यहाँ पड़ी है, यहाँ पे इसे आपका आ जाएगा। तो इसमें आप देखिए आपकी वीडियो कहाँ पड़ी है। तो मेरी वीडियो शायद इसमें है, तो इसमें मैं जाऊंगा, जाकर मैं देखूंगा कि मेरी वीडियो कहाँ पर पड़ी है। तो वीडियो मेरी शायद इसमें होगी या इसमें है। तो यहाँ से आपको वीडियो ले लेनी है। वीडियो लेने के बाद आप इसको यहाँ से टैप करके आप यहाँ पे उतार लें। यहाँ पे उतारने के बाद जैसे आप यहाँ पे उतारेंगे तो ये आपको प्रोजेक्ट सेटिंग का ऑप्शन मांगेगा। तो आपको यहाँ फाइल में जाना है। फाइल में जाने के बाद प्रोजेक्ट सेटिंग पे आप आएंगे। अगर आप YouTube के लिए वीडियो बना रहे हैं तो आप ये वाला रेशो रख सकते हैं 16:9। और अगर आप फेसबुक के लिए वीडियो बना रहे हैं तो आप 1 by 1 इंस्टाग्राम वाला जो है आप वो रख सकते हैं। और अगर आप टिकटॉक या इंस्टाग्राम के लिए वीडियो बना रहे हैं तो आप ये वाला रख सकते हैं। जैसे आप ये करके ओके करेंगे, यहाँ पे आपका प्रोजेक्ट सेव हो जाएगा। सेव होने के बाद आप उस पर अच्छे से एडिटिंग कर सकते हैं।